let's rock.
Jimmy Juice Podcast, man.
Let's go.
Figgy Feed, best in the world, that's what he do, know what I'm talking about. Ryan Rock, born and raised in the H-Town, Houston, Texas. Know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Let's go in the jacuzzi, smoking threats. I got my feet up. Cut them haters off, I told them beat it. I don't need you. Spend 50 racks in cash, but it's all good. I got my visa. This rolling got them staring at me like the Mona Lisa. My ghetto vacation. I beat it like a creature. She always like my sneakers. These Jordan 5 pink aces. Let's go. I'm knocking them down, back to back in the row. He really the one.
They already know.
So all of my chains go put on the show.
Giving no gems, sipping my juice. Counting the beans, addicted to ends. I need it back in on whatever I do. We get it in on the daily. I get it rocking like this with the 80s. We really 10 toes down on the page. What's up? We about to see what they saying.
Rockin' gems, vippin' juice. Rockin' gems, vippin' juice. Rockin' gems, vippin' juice. Rockin' gems, vippin' juice. Let's go. Gems, vippin' juice. Rockin' gems, vippin' juice. Rockin' gems, vippin' juice. Rockin' gems, vippin' juice. Go, let's go.
What do you have to say to everyone who still considers the Astros cheaters?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Where them bitches at? Where them bitches at? Where them bitches at? It's supposed to be titties. Where the fucking titties and the bitches?
Caught a plane out to Cleveland late last evening. You sliding around playing Eminem in your car, you and your old lady?
I never get tired of that, man.
I don't either, man. We got the cleanest drops in the game, man. I'm gonna put that out there now. I think we got the funniest drops in the game, man, bar none. And all credit to Figgy for putting those together.
This nigga scared. This nigga scared. Ain't nobody scared, man. I just told you I had a DJ Saturday night. Fuck that shit.
I got to get the other Jay Prince one. What?
Was it Pig Pen?
No, I forgot what. No, you know what? Maybe he ain't say it. Maybe he ain't say it on mic. But I was thinking about him. Remember, he wrote that long post and called somebody a tender dick nigga.
Oh yeah. No, I think he did say that. It
Did
was
he say that?
It was a post, but he like read the post.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it was one of those. Yeah, he's a little tender. He's what we call a tender dick nigga. Like, what? Oh man. Hey yo, as Cameron and Nace would say. Hey yo.
Side note, man, that shit is hilarious.
It is, man.
Trying to do that because, like, I mean, I don't really play the pause game like they do.
Mm-hmm.
But they be sitting there, they be like, yeah, Chris Paul grabbed the ball, pause. Hey, yo. Chris Paul grabbing the ball is crazy. That shit is hilarious when they be doing that, man.
Yeah, dog. They like it's only funny when they do it.
Yes.
Some people do it and they just are too corny with it or go too far, like everything got to be gay. But when they do it, because number one, like they started the whole pause thing pretty much. So it's more funny coming from Cameron and them. Dog, they had Brandon Marshall on guest hosting. And he said a bunch of wild shit. He was like, "Did you see that clip?" He was like, "Let's get into Chris Paul." And Nace was like, "What?" He was like, "Hey, yo, man, what? That's crazy."
Yeah. Hey, yo, that's crazy. He didn't know what they was talking about either.
What do you mean you want to get into Chris Paul?
He's like, man, we got to talk to you about something, man.
Dog, that shit was too funny, man. That show was hilarious, man. It'll be great if they could. You're never gonna be on ESPN talking like that, but it'll be funny. It'll be good if they see him on a bigger platform because I always miss the show, and I don't know when they upload or it's strange.
Yeah, they do it.
I like that show.
Yeah, they straight up independent. So
yeah,
But nah, that show is hilarious, man.
It's classic, man. It's a funny ass show. Them and low key Gilbert Arenas has a really good podcast too, man.
Really?
It's Gilbert Arenas, Miko Grimes. Remember her?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, because she was married to a football player.
Yeah, was it Brent Grimes? I think.
I think so.
And yeah, it was Brent Grimes, his wife, and she was talking crazy when he was on the Buccaneers and all that shit. And
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah, so it's them and it's I think Kenya Martin's on there too. No, that's a pretty actually a good that's a good podcast, man. I listen to it and I enjoy it. So y'all check that out as well. Good. You would think it would be mostly fuckery, but they actually get into like some real shit about the game and the players and the mentality and shit. So I recommend that as well, man. Some good podcasts out there. Of course, after you listen to us every week, of course. What up, everybody? What up, Derek, in the comments? I see you on Facebook, man. What's going on?
What's happening?
Good to see y'all here and back and healthy and well in this hot July weekend in Houston, Texas that we're in right now. I just finished fucking driving for about 3 hours with no AC. So I already have a fucking headache, man. I feel nauseous. That was probably because I was drinking too. Not while I was driving, of course, but
That's
in the interim.
Yeah, I ain't even want to drink, man. I usually drink a little something on a Friday before I do this podcast, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good, man.
Yeah, your body heat already hot enough fucking going outside, man. You only not the time to drink.
And they cut the air off in here.
Yeah, that's right. After hours, they cut the air off and shit, so it's gonna be all like a sweatshop in that bitch.
Yeah.
Then it starts stinking in the studio, man. I never understood what the fuck that's
like
about.
They cut the sewage off or something?
Yeah, like it smells like shit in a Sports Radio 610 producer studio for some reason. After hours, when they cut some of the power off in the electricity or the AC, like it starts to smell like literal shit in a producer studio. And I don't know why, but it's fucking nasty, man.
It's awful.
Yeah. Had to fucking file a complaint with the whoever handles that type of shit, because it's unsafe. TWC, the Workforce Commission, because that's terrible. Yeah, but anyway, I digress. We got a lot to break down and talk about this week, man. Some new music is finally dropping 2 weeks in a row. We're actually talking about music. Can you believe it? I feel like everybody read that article about no hip hop charting #1 for the first 6 months in 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
So and suddenly everybody wants to drop some rap albums and music. So I don't think it's been broken yet. I think Young Thug debuted at #2. And so I still don't think there's been, I'm sure Lil Uzi Vert will hit #1 this week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I think he'll officially break it 7 months into the year. We will probably finally have a #1 album that's hip hop in the charts. But a lot of music dropped, man. So let's fucking get into it. Let's talk about some music. Let's cuss and discuss, as they say, some of these new albums that came out this week. And we can start with this new Lil Uzi Vert, man. Let's talk about the comeback of they themselves. You know, he is a non-binary now.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he is non-binary. Well, they are non-binary.
Yeah.
Okay. They are non-binary. They came out a few months ago. And I figured this is gonna be just one of those promo stunts that they would drop. But they're still going with it. Yeah. I'm sick of this shit already, dog. I can't do it no more. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, LGBTQ community. But I'm just gonna call him a him because
or it
or whatever he wants to call himself. But I can't do the they them anymore. It's too confusing. It's Uzi. So Uzi is back and doing new music. Of course, after the highly played everywhere in every stadium, I Just Want to Rock song that's been all around the world. He dropped a new album finally. It is called The Pink Tape. which is very what an original title. That's like the pink print plus the purple tape.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
purple
know.
tape. Yeah.
Very, very original content coming from this generation of rappers, man. I'll say that much.
They keep it simple, man.
Yeah. So the pink tape has now dropped. It's 26 tracks long, another long ass album. Is as long as a fucking movie at damn near an hour and 30 minutes. A lot of songs on here, man. It's a lot of mixing of genres as well. There's hip hop / rock. There's straight up rock music, no hip hop vibes at all. And there's like straight death metal almost as well.
Yeah.
And there's also some little R&B type songs for girls, and all that shit. So it's a smorgasbord of audio genres in this album. So we're gonna start with you, Figgy. Number one, did you listen to this album? I didn't even ask you before the podcast. You hear this album?
I listened to some of it, man.
Okay. What are your initial thoughts? Because again, these albums just came out today, so give us a little time to break it in. But what were your thoughts when you did hear what you did hear this new Uzi Vert album?
To me, so I listened to the first few tracks, and to me, it kind of gave me the vibe. And don't get me wrong, I think Uzi is probably better than this person, but he kind of gave me the Trippie Redd vibes a little bit, where heavy bass, rock type songs that's like rock and hip hop, just like you said, some of it metal, and it sounds super clean, man. Like I would say the album sounds very produced and clean, but I don't know, I just wasn't in the mood for it, man. Like I guess because I was off work and I was a little tired, I was hot. And I'm just like, man, I don't feel like listening to this. But I do feel like I feel like Uzi his album sounds better than like a Trippie Redd's as far as like the content, and I think he might be a little lyrically better than Trippie Redd.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it's a lot. To me, it's a lot going on. Like I was already overwhelmed with the amount of songs he had on there, so I was just like, man, I know I ain't gonna be able to finish this album. But I don't know. So like, it's funny because like we talked about this before, how I just been listening to a lot of older stuff, where in the car I could have my bass all the way up. I could listen to funk. I could listen to all this stuff with the bass all the way up and it sound good. But as soon as I play something like a little Uzi or whatever, I had to turn the bass all the way down, man, because the bass it just don't hit right in the car because their songs already had too much bass in it. So I had to cut the bass all the way down listening to this album, and I kind of got a little irritated, man. I ain't gonna lie, it sound okay. Maybe I got to go back to it when I'm in a different mode or something, but I was just like, man, I don't feel like hearing all this. Like this how you know I'm getting old too, because I'm sitting here like, man, I don't feel like hearing all this noise. This ain't nothing but noise. So yeah, I think as far as the quality, I think he did a good job with the quality, but it just wasn't for me today, man.
I feel you. And breaking news for our sports heads out there who are keeping track. Fred VanVleet has signed a 3-year, $130 million contract with the Houston Rockets.
Hey,
Fred VanVleet joining the squad in Houston. Really the only big move I've seen from the Rockets today, but it's something.
Sound like he robbed him, to be honest, because I thought he was just getting like a 2-year deal.
Yeah. I haven't seen Fred VanVleet play since like that Toronto finals run, man. Is he still good? Is he still balling? I haven't seen him.
I think he is. I think he was an all-star last year.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, this ain't like the Pro Bowl where you just so he made the all-star team. So I think it's a good pickup. I mean, look, man, it seems like everybody in the NBA getting paid because It's some dudes I seen. I'm like, who the fuck is that? And they getting like 100 million. So, I don't know. To me, it seemed like this price is a lot, but I don't know. It's the NBA, so I don't even think it matters.
Yeah. I mean, everybody gets the bag these days, even if you're just half decent. So we'll see. We'll see how he fits in. Hopefully, he meshes well with the established core they have there, and we'll see if they do anything else. But yeah, first news of the day that I've seen from the Rockets is they did pick up Fred VanVleet. So
Yeah,
for our sports heads out there who are keeping attention and paying.
Jalen Green didn't scare him away.
Yeah, apparently not. We'll talk about that a little later on. That Jalen Green video. If you haven't seen it, I wouldn't really recommend it. But we'll talk about that later. Anyway, back to music, back to Lil Uzi Vert. I bumped this whole album on the way back to my parents' crib today. I bumped it in the car. And man, I have to say, I'm somebody who I would consider myself a fan of Uzi Vert. Like, I enjoy his music. I've said he's one of the most talented of this new generation. I think he's actually underrated in a lot of ways. And I enjoyed his last two albums, especially. I like that Eternal Take he dropped, I want to say last year, the year before. And I also like that Love is Rage 2, even though apparently it wasn't all that popular with his fan base. I like that album. I wasn't really feeling this one at all, man. Like, it seemed like I feel like he was really riding high off that hit single he has, and I Just Want to Rock, because it feels like most of this music is meant to be played like in front of a Rolling Loud type of crowd, man.
Yeah,
It don't really sound good to play like in your headphones by yourself, or even like, I don't even consider it like great workout music. It don't really get me in that mood either. It's just, it seems like it's music made for a live audience. Which is cool if you go to a Uzi show. I'm sure it's gonna sound great there, but I just don't think it sounds great in the context of listening to an album by yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a few songs where I was just I don't know what he was doing, man. I think it was the second song, the Suicide Doors song, where it sounded like a ripoff of Playboy Cardi, man. Like it sounded like a song that was left off A Whole Lot of Red. That, and I know, like, Trippie Redd, Playboy Cardi, Lil Uzi Vert is all done that rock star type of thing. So I don't know if it was like an intentional bite, because number one, him and Playboy Cardi are friends as well. So I'm sure they're into the same shit. They've done the same types of music, but this just sounded like a bite to me, man. And it just didn't sound as good either. So there was a few, the rock songs just took me out of my fucking element, man. And I like, look, I enjoy rock music. I enjoy that 2000s type of fucking hard metal rock that I think he's going for songs. Yeah, and shit, like he sampled System of a Down. Not only sampled, he remade the song basically. He remade Chop Suey by System of a Down. And when I heard this, I'm like, it sounds just like a whack worse version than the regular one. Like, why would anybody listen to this over the original one? It's not even like he put a hip hop spin on it. It was just him remaking the song, and it was weak because his voice don't sound strong enough to do like a rock song, you know. So they just took me out, man. Like, you can't have me head nodding to trap beats and trap drums and then go to hard rock and hard metal with no drums on it, like no hip hop drums, and then go right back to the hip hop shit.
Yeah,
it's really disorienting, man. And it's like I would rather him either do a rock album, like a whole rock album by himself, and then drop a rap album later, or do like a half and half, where a half rap, half rock. But just having hard rock and hard metal songs sprinkled in between like hip hop music and trap beats and all, it just don't sound good when it's meshed together, man. And I wasn't feeling it. This album is too fucking long as well. Too many tracks, too many. I started skipping pretty much midway through. One song I thought was interesting, because I follow wrestling a bit. He sampled the theme song of a Japanese WWE wrestler, in this song as well. The song Nakamura
Mm.
is basically he was rapping over the walkout song to Shinsuke Nakamura, which I thought was kind of weird, man. I don't know why that just I like the song. I like the intro, the Shinsuke song, but it was just weird that he rapped over it to me. I don't know if he's planning something with the WWE where he's gonna come out at WrestleMania or something singing a song.
Yeah.
But it was just weird to me that he put this song in his album, man. Like, imagine in 2001 if Nelly dropped a song where he was just rapping over the Rock's intro song.
Yeah.
Do you think that was kind of corny?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I felt listening to this one, man. It don't sound bad, but it was weird to me, man. I don't really know why he did that and put it on the album. I don't think I have anything else to say, man. I didn't really like
how you feel about the Travis Scott song?
I wasn't feeling it. Number one, the dude who produced it, Benny X, who does a lot of Yeet songs. I feel like this dude only makes good beats for Yeet. Because every time he works with somebody else, I don't like it. I don't like the song he did for Drake, and I don't like this one either. I feel like he gives all his best beats to Yeet and the throwaways to everybody else. I didn't like that song.
Did he start with Yeet?
I would say Yeet made him big. I don't know if that was the first one he started with.
Okay, yeah. So that could be the reason why too. They probably got that chemistry.
Yeah.
And working with somebody else is not, it's not the same.
It's kind of like a Playboy Cardi and Pierre Bourne type situation, man.
Yeah.
They work well together, but I don't think a whole lot of other rappers sound great on Pierre beats, except for 6ix9ine did his thing on Gummo. I'll say that much. That song is a classic.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. It's just this album was it was average to me, man. And I was looking forward to it when I heard it was dropping. I thought it was gonna be way better than this. And it's just I wasn't feeling it. If we're bringing back to the rating system, I would say this is a pig pen album right here. Because it was just not
pigs.
Yeah.
the hogs, the pigs.
The pig pen status from Lil Uzi Vert's. He went non-binary and his music sounds like it.
Yeah. So their album wasn't good.
Their album was not good at all. They need to hit the studio again and work on something better for them. Sidebar. He mentioned he mentioned he wasn't gay like twice on this album that I heard.
Yeah, the first song was
he said he wasn't gay, and then
bars, yeah.
Another one he said he wasn't gay as well. So you name your album The Pink Tape and you come out as non-binary, but you say several times during the album you're not gay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting mixed messages, man. Like, if you want to come out that closet, I know he's still with JT. They had a fight at the BET Awards. But if you're bisexual or whatever you're trying to tell us, man, I don't think anybody cares. But this whole it kind of feels like they're pimping the LGBTQ community.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want the fan base of gay people. So they'll tease that they're kind of gay, but ultimately they're straight.
Yeah. And it's funny you said that. I was thinking about that because remember we had that conversation with the Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
And I was like curious, like, is he really gay? Or is he just kind of like doing it for clout type thing?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying Lil Nas is doing it for clout, but that was my thing, man. I was wondering if he was doing what Lil Uzi could be doing or other rappers could be doing by, being non-binary. So I was kind of curious if that was Lil Nas X, but this probably would be a better example, I guess.
Yeah,
he's saying he using all of these I guess these key words where you could probably get more supporters from the LGBTQ, but you hanging around, I mean, you with JT.
Mm-hmm.
And then you saying little stuff that would, I guess little buzzwords, but you on the album saying I'm not gay. So to me, it seemed a little clout chasey to me.
It kind of is, man. And it's like I don't think if you're that secure in your sexuality, I don't think you have to say I'm not gay multiple times on your album. You know,
Yeah.
if you're secure and it was also hilarious. He put a clip of Charleston White talking shit about him at the end of the first song. I thought that was funny. But I mean, if you're secure in sexuality, I don't think you need to say straight up you're not gay like twice, at least twice on his album. Just put out your music and let people think what they want to think.
Yeah, that actually might be better if let's say he is clout chasing a little bit. That might be better because it kind of get people wondering.
Yeah.
And if gay people want to support him because they feel like he is,
yep,
then they could do that.
He's an ally. He dropped technically it's not a Pride Month anymore. So he didn't drop during Pride Month. But I mean, yeah, I think he might be pimping the community a little bit, man. I think several artists do it. Several artists act. Nicki Minaj did it. Nicki Minaj admitted she pretended she was a lesbian or pretended she liked girls, and she doesn't at all. So I think artists are doing it. But Lil Nas X, I mean, this dude done kissed dudes on stage.
Yeah,
so he done went a little too far.
Plus, he trolls a lot anyway.
Yeah,
like, he be saying stuff like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna try some pussy," or he do a lot of trolling where you be like, But people like Nicki Minaj, Lady Gaga. Like, I don't know, man. I felt like that was a great marketing move. They could be into whatever they into behind closed doors, but to me, when you look, I guess, back at how they came up, it seemed like a great marketing thing.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, what up? We see y'all in the comments. What up, Mark Nash? And what up, Brad Spoon? See y'all in the comments on YouTube and Facebook, man. We're doing good. Hope you're doing good as well, dog. There's another exciting episode talking about music and shit. We're talking about this new Lil Uzi Vert album and all this stuff. So yeah, man. The trolling and I don't know what he's doing with it. I do think he's pimping the community and trying to get the support because that's a big community. Those fans will fight for you like their life depends on it in the comments on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think the Beehive's mostly made of? A lot of gay people in there, man. So they don't hold you down.
Yeah, and even remember when that video surfaced Isaiah Rashad?
Yeah.
Man, you know how many gay people was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
This guy is talented. He got a lot of support after that.
Got a whole new fan base, man.
Yeah, I think his album or song, whatever, kind of went up on the charts after that. And a lot of them was like, hey, let's support this guy. He's one of us now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he should have doubled down in the interview with Joe Budden. It seemed like he tried to make it seem like he really wasn't gay. And I feel like he just should have doubled down. Be like, look, it seemed like he was trying to imply like he just likes beauty, period. And he likes, I don't know, the way he worded it was just weird.
Yeah, he worded it a little weird, but like I'm glad he didn't like deny it.
Yeah.
He was like,
well, you couldn't.
Yeah. Like, yep, that was me in the video. Yep.
Caught red-handed.
Yeah. But anybody else would have probably tried to move around it. They probably wouldn't even did the interview, to be honest. But he definitely didn't deny it, but he used all these little trick words to not say that's what I'm into. So
yeah, man, it reminds me of Mr. C, this dude who got caught up with a transsexual person, and he was like, I'm not gay, I just like getting blowjobs from transvestites. It's like, all right, man, live your truth, but I don't need to know the details of your sex life, man. Just say you're into whatever you're into. I don't need to.
I think he finally admit he was bisexual.
Yeah.
I think he said it on a post or something.
Yeah.
Somebody tried to call him out and he said it on the post, but
when he was facing the initial blowback, he had some little comments. So hey Spoon, we talked about that. We saw the news about Fred VanVleet is going to the Rockets. So yeah, big news, man. Hopefully he can help the squad out. Hopefully he's worth that contract they gave him 3 years, man. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I'm curious to know if like is that too much money? Is that an overpay, or is that just
I don't
about
know
right?
anymore, man. I
Yeah,
don't know anymore
yeah,
the NBA, dog. I don't know what's too much and what's not enough. Like
yeah,
I don't know that anymore because it seems like everybody gets the bag these days.
yeah,
So I don't know, man.
yeah. I'm not sure if that's an overpay or if that's just right.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. Looking forward to what the squad looks like with him, and we'll see where they go from here, man. But exciting times. Did you peep any of this other new music? We had new music from Alchemist, Currency and Harry Fraud, and Big Jade.
Yeah, so I listened to Alchemist. So it's a little short EP. I want to say it's about 4 songs on there. And one song he got Earl Sweatshirt on there.
Yeah.
And it's all right, man. It's a dope song. It's what you expect from Alchemist. Just another feature with Earl Sweatshirt. And then you got Bodie James on there on one of the songs. It's a cool little 4-pack. And Currency Harry Fraud. I listened to that as well. It sound good, man. I always enjoy Currency projects, man. And I like the simple fact that he liked to work with any producer, man. It's not like he just in one little lane, but he work with everybody. I feel like he just go to any producer, be like, hey, let's do a whole tape. So I kind of enjoy that with Currency. And I listened to a little bit of the Big J. That's a local artist from, shout out to Beaumont. She from Beaumont. And she dropped a project called I Can't Help It. I think it's a short album. I mean, I don't even know if it's an album or what. It's a project. But shout out to her.
I just saw this. I'm sorry, man. I just saw this fucking tweet. Fucking Fred VanVleet tweeted in 2016 on June 23rd. Bet on yourself. And Jonathan Fagan, who is a journalist for the Chronicle, the Rockets beat writer, said Fred VanVleet tweeted this a week ago. His bet paid off. It was from 2016, dog. Like, did he read the whole date? Was he just quick to get this tweet off? Oh, here, he corrected himself.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It was June 23rd, 2016. And he said the tweet was from a week. Okay. Anyway, I don't know. But it was. Yeah, Spin, we're happy about it, man. No problem. We talked about it, but we're gonna hit it again. We're gonna get into some NBA free agency news in a little bit. But yeah, we're excited, man. I haven't seen him play a whole lot outside that finals run. And I was asking Figgy if he was still legit, and you mentioned he was still an all-star. So I'm excited, man. Hopefully,
no wonder you seem excited about him because he went to Wichita.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's the bias sneaking in, man. Rooting for the home team, but yeah, we excited to have him in Houston, man. We'll see what he can do with the squad. And with that being said, fuck it, we'll get into some sports news, man. I know y'all want to y'all chomping at the bit with all this exciting sports stuff going on now. We got NBA free agency. We got other what else going on? ESPN layoffs. We got to hit that. Some big names are gone this week. So we're gonna talk about it all, man. So Kyrie, apparently there was some talks about him coming to the Rockets, which I was in full support of. I wanted Kyrie here, man.
Yeah, me too.
But unfortunately, he did re-sign with the Mavericks for 3 years, I think. Also, Draymond is going to return to the Warriors again. So that drama has already been finished.
Wait, so I'm curious. So how much did Fred get? Fred VanVleet? He got 3 years. How much?
3 years, 130 million, I believe.
Damn, that's wild because Kyrie got 3 years, 126.
Yeah, okay, maybe we overpaid Fred. Draymond Green got 4-year, $100 million with the Warriors. But to
Yeah.
be fair, like for what he contributes, that's
Draymond
probably,
is older too, so that
yeah,
could be a thing. But man, I I don't know. If you told me Fred or Kyrie, I'm gonna roll with Kyrie.
yeah.
I know that's not a popular thing, but I'd rather have Kyrie. But
Yeah,
I
let
don't
me
know,
see.
man. The NBA so freaking weird, man. I don't know what's a overpay, what's a underpay, or I don't know nothing about
Yeah,
the contract.
Fred is 29. Kyrie's 31. I mean, Kyrie probably would have got paid more if it wasn't for some of his issues, man. That could have it factored into it as well. Also, Shams reported that the Kyrie contract was the first one signed by a black female agent. So that's the reason why he didn't get paid enough. I'm just fucking around, man. This is what happens when you have when you try to be equal, okay?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Anything else happened this week? Oh, Kyrie Irving's agent. I guess his sister is his agent.
Really?
Kyrie Irving's agent, Shatilia Riley Irving, will become the first black woman to negotiate and complete an NBA contract.
Dang, that's shocking.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm assuming she is related to him. I don't know. Is that his sister? Is that his? Let me look up what the relationship is. Who is she? Who is she?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know how they're related. I can't see it.
Yeah, because I don't think he had. I don't know if Kyrie had like an agency. I don't know, man. But
yeah,
maybe they got some other people going to Dallas with him or something. I don't know. Maybe he tried to do a friendly deal.
She is Kyrie's stepmom.
Okay, so his dad's
wife.
Dad's wife. Okay.
So interesting. So there you go. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I was expecting some more drama in this NBA offseason. Nothing really too surprising so far, but we are happy to have Fred VanVleet here.
Yeah, it seemed like that's the only surprising thing, to be honest, or the big
one. The biggest one probably so far. But oh well. Anything else happened in sports this week? I haven't been tapped in too much, man. Yep, and that's what we talking about. That we popping bottles over Fred VanVleet, man. He's bringing that championship mentality. Let's go play in. That's our goal this year, man. Get to the play-in tournament. But
can't wait to see him, Jalen Green and Josh Christopher on the floor together.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that shit, man. I don't know how many of y'all have seen there is a video of allegedly Jalen Green and Josh Christopher. And I think it's pretty much confirmed to be them because this video keeps getting taken down with the quickness, man. It's like the feds are on it almost, So there's a video of them, and I believe Josh Christopher's on the bed in somebody's room, and Jalen is over him miming like humping the hell out of him.
Yeah, like in between his legs.
Yeah, humping him. Like Josh got his legs wide open. Jalen is humping him on the bed. They all got their clothes on, so it's not like real. But clearly they were joking around because they were laughing about it. But
it's like a 90s R&B concert.
Yeah.
On the stage and they get the hump in the chair or whatever.
Like, look, man, some friends got funny ways of playing around. I just don't know why this was recorded. That's my main question. Like, if y'all goof around like that and y'all think that's like your brother or something, I don't know. People got weird relationships nowadays, and kids be joking ways that I don't understand. Okay, so I'm not gonna call nobody now for whatever. I'm just confused as to why it was recorded and who posted it.
Yeah.
So yeah, make of that what you will. At least Fred wasn't scared off, and he's he's still coming to the Rockets. Maybe they had to increase the price because of that.
Yeah.
He said, make it 136 and we'll talk. It was supposed to be 119. And he saw the video. So, yeah. I had nothing else to say about that.
Yeah. Yeah. People all the jokes are flying on Twitter. So,
yep.
Yeah. Check out the jokes. But,
yeah, I have nothing else to say, man. It's moving on. Let's talk about these ESPN layoffs, man. A lot of it's Black Friday in the ESPN ABC world / Disney world. A lot of well-known names got cut today. Of course, Jalen Rose, Max Kellerman. Who else got cut?
You got Keyshawn Johnson.
Keyshawn Johnson, yeah. Jeff Van Gundy as well.
Yeah,
Jeff Van Gundy.
That was probably the biggest one, to be honest.
16 years he had been calling ESPN NBA games. He got cut today. People are joking, saying they were tired of him shitting on the NBA rules and trying to make new ones.
I enjoyed that, to be honest.
Yeah. I wonder. Apparently, I didn't watch a whole lot of the finals, but apparently, people were getting sick of him during the finals.
Damn,
man.
that's crazy. Honestly, I was getting sick of Mark Jackson a little bit.
I've been sick of Mark Jackson.
Yeah, I was just kind of like I was
basic ass commentator of all time, maybe.
Yeah, and then he tried to do some shit like, "Mama, there goes that man."
Hand down, man down.
Yeah.
Like, can you come up with like more than 3 catchphrases, please?
Yeah,
and using that shit for 20 years.
And every time they the Warriors playing, yeah, when I was in that facility, yeah, they, I just knew they'd be great. Like, motherfucker, that was 10 years ago, man.
I know, right? When I talked to Steph, I knew he was gonna be great. I knew he had that killer mentality. Okay, nigga, that was a little teenage Steph Curry. He's a different man now.
I was about to use a camera online. Remember back in the days, man? Them days is over.
Yep. That's one of my favorite Cameron lines, man. That shit gets slept on too. I think because it was on a lesser known song.
Yeah,
but I love that
album,
line, man.
Too.
Yeah, that was the one with Get in Ohio, wasn't it? No, that was Triple Up. That song was on Triple Up from Killer Season, right?
Yeah,
that's right. That's from Triple Up.
Triple Up.
You stupid fuck.
Yeah. 40 cal on there.
Yep. Classic song, man.
Jeff Van Gundy, Max Kellerman, Keyshawn Johnson, Susie Colbert, Jalen Rose, Matt Hasselbeck, Steve Young, Todd McShay. That was kind of a shocker too.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Todd McShay.
So who's gonna do draft with Mel Kiper? How could they cut Todd McShay, the draft guy? Maybe he was wrong too much.
Honestly, I would have cut Mel Kiper, man, because I felt like he been totally like gone, man. I think that COVID shit kind of fucked him up too, because I don't know. I think allegedly he's like an anti-vaxxer or something like that.
Oh, really?
He couldn't even. It was at one point he couldn't even do the draft, or he couldn't be around. It was something weird, but yeah, I'm surprised they kept him over Todd McShay, because at least Todd McShay was in the building and shit.
They really should have got rid of both of them. I feel like their time is kind of past, man.
Yeah, I mean, who is going to them?
I feel like ESPN just did it out of tradition, but I feel like there's way more knowledgeable draft people you can get. Shit, get John Harris on there, man. He seems to know everything about everybody. Yeah. Put him on ESPN, man. But there's more than enough capable people who can break down a draft and prospects. I don't think they need Mel Kiper and Todd McShay anymore, given their thoughts on the shit, man. So, Yeah, it's kind of like that. What was it, Steve Berman effect, where they were just getting too old. Mel Kiper was getting too old, man. Like that, he's getting that Steve Berman effect, where it's just
Steve Berman.
who was it? That dude, that fat dude on ESPN who was on it.
Chris Berman.
Chris Berman, that's right.
Chris
Where I get
Berman,
Steve
yeah.
Berman from? Chris Berman, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That dude was getting too old on TV, man. He was. Yeah. They really pushed him back.
Yeah.
But
apparently people was upset Malika Andrews survived.
Yeah, but come on, man.
I just thought the jokes was funny, man.
Did people really think she was gonna get fired? That was really shocking to me. What do you think she was gonna get fired for?
Yeah. She ain't gonna get let go.
If anything, they're gonna put her on more shit.
No, that's what they're doing, because you notice some of the bigger people they getting rid of, they're already talking about replacing. Like the Susie Colbert, she usually be on Monday Night Football. I think she took over for rest in peace to Stuart Scott. I want to say she took over for him at one point.
Oh, okay.
When he was, like sick and all that. She will always fill in. I think she been doing the Monday night stuff. And yeah, they could just I think they already talk about Mina Kimes taking her spot. They got people like that's doing everything. So they giving people like 5 or 6 jobs.
Yeah.
Probably paying them one salary.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Malika Andrews gonna be on ESPN Ocho, ESPN everything, ESPN2, ESPNU. That Charles Barkley joke. They ain't gonna work me like a slave and barely pay me. You're gonna have me on ESPN2, ESPNU, ESPN Ocho, ESPN Deportes.
Yeah.
Saying muy bien, gracias.
No, they would though, man, because think about Charles Barkley. This dude, he pretty much doing one thing.
Yeah.
Outside the NBA stuff, they'll do March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, man, he ain't doing that much, and probably getting paid just as much as them.
Nah, he's getting paid. I think he's probably one of the highest paid people in the media game period, man.
But just look at him compared to like a Stephen A. And I know that's different, but man, they got Stephen A out there on the red carpet. They got him. They got
doing boxing, UFC.
Yes.
Baseball, basketball, football.
Yeah,
They're gonna have him on some hockey games probably one day.
He was doing radio. He was doing his own show. I'm like, man, he looked tired in the face too.
Yep.
So
you could tell when he just got off a flight, man. He be looking dead. One time he fell asleep, and he was falling asleep during a boxing match. Like they were doing a little boxing pregame thing, and they had the clip on YouTube. Like you could tell he was nodding off, and Andre Ward just tapped him a little bit. He woke up. I'm like, yeah, man. So it's been rough for him. He's getting older too, man. I know how long he can hang in there doing that type of schedule, but HRW on Twitch, we see you, man. How you doing, dog? We see you. You said glad ESPN didn't cut my 2 crushes, Doris Burke and L. Duncan. Yeah, Doris Burke ain't going nowhere. L. Duncan, I think, is expendable probably, but Doris Burke definitely ain't going nowhere, man. I think they're trying to get more women to do basketball coverage, honestly.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to see more women in the future doing NBA games and stuff. So
yeah, I think they brung her up as the replacement for Jeff Van Gundy.
Yep, it's possible.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't hate Doris Burke, but
she's the best out of I hate to say it like this, but if you had to pick a woman to always do something like that, I wouldn't have a problem with Doris Burke.
Yeah.
But
my problem with Doris is and this is why the Mike Breen and Jeff Van Gundy dynamic worked, and Mark Jackson, they worked together because they joked around a lot, man. Like they joked around a lot and talked about shit outside of basketball sometimes, and it was a funny little thing to do, man. It made the broadcast more entertaining. I feel like somebody like Doris Burke would never do that. She would never joke about something outside of what's going on. And even if she did, it wouldn't be funny.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying you got to be fucking Chris Rock to call a basketball game, But sometimes I want to hear it in the dead time, like y'all talk about something funny while we're waiting for a nigga to walk up for a free throw or something. And instead, Doris Burgess is going to roll off some stats. Like, talk about something that I don't really care about that much. So,
and Jeff Van Gundy would talk about Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
He talk about the greatness of the gas. He's the only person that would do that, man.
And that might be why they fired him, man. Maybe they finally got sick of him and his unprofessionalism during basketball games, bringing up totally unrelated things and having side arguments about shit. Maybe they got sick of it, man. I don't know. Maybe he was trying to get fired.
Yeah, he gonna get a job. He probably gonna go right to TNT, to be honest.
There was word that he might go back to coaching. I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard he might go back. He might get hired on somebody's team as an assistant or something like that. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the media rights for the NBA are still up in the air. So it's possible somebody else gets the rights to broadcast NBA games, and maybe they get a Jeff Van Gundy. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Somebody else that didn't get let go, people was looking at was
Kendrick Perkins.
No, Sage Steele. He popped up too, but Sage Steele. And she didn't get let go because she's actually going through a lawsuit with ESPN.
Yeah, I heard about that. And number one, like, when's the last time you've seen Sage Steele on air? I didn't even think she was still on.
I see her pretty often because we usually had the TV on ESPN during the show. And so she's been on like from 10 to whatever. So she's like in the midday on Sports Center.
Yeah.
So I see her quite often, but yeah, it wouldn't have been good for ESPN to fire somebody or lay somebody off during an ongoing lawsuit like that. So
yeah. I believe what was her lawsuit? She was fired. She was suing because she thought that
it was like a discrimination.
Yeah, because she's a conservative and blah something. I don't know. That's your girl. You took a picture with her.
Yeah. So remember, this is back during the woke days where remember ESPN, they all did that round table, something like that, where it was a number of black people, but I guess they didn't include her or something like that. It was something weird like that. I'm not saying that's part of it, but I think that might have had something to do with it too. But
so this is news apparently from 3 days ago. It says ESPN offered Sage Steele $501,000 to settle her free speech lawsuit, but she won't accept it because she said they cannot purchase their employees' constitutional rights.
Yeah.
And she said this is apparently related to the vaccine. Apparently she has some comments about the vaccine mandate, and she believes that she got punished for it.
Yeah, because I think was it around? I can't remember if it was around that time. She was going through a lot, man. She was in a lot of drama, man. Because I think she was in some drama with like L. Duncan.
Yeah.
Because remember Sage was doing like she was doing evenings. And I don't know what happened, but they put L. Duncan on evenings and moved her to, I guess, the shittier slot, which is like 10 to 12 or something like that. And so, I don't know. She's going through a lot.
Yeah, seems like it, man. And yeah, she's somebody who is outspokenly like conservative, and she, of course, most of ESPN people, I'm sure, are like more liberal. So I think she believes that her speech is being infringed and she's being punished for things she's believed and said on. I think all this came from like a Jay Cutler podcast she was on.
And then
she basically said she was forced to get the vaccine, but she didn't like it and she didn't agree with it.
Yeah. And then I think Jalen Rose refused to work with her.
Yeah.
Do a segment with her or something.
And look where that got him.
I know.
They kept his ex-girlfriend on there, yucking it up with Stephen A. Smith every day. And he on the out and out looking for a job. He'll be okay though, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I ain't shedding no tears for Jalen Rose. I was getting sick
I'm
of
not.
him.
Yeah, I'm not shedding no tears. Like, dog,
Yeah.
you played in the NBA.
Yep.
You got schools and all that stuff, man. You're right. You'll go right to FS1.
He'll be somewhere. But yeah, that's what he done apologized 2 times in like 3 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, he had to apologize for his comments about Ime Udoka. He had to make a clarification about the Malika Andrews armpit allegation. Yeah. So yeah, man. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but we'll see where he lands. So yeah, it was a Black Friday for ESPN. A lot of notable names got cut, and a lot stayed, man. I think they're bought in with Kendrick Perkins now. So
yeah, they're gonna have him do everything.
Yep, he gonna be on every NBA countdown and everything in between. So
yeah,
we'll see. Hopefully they fix his fucking microphone, man. That's my only complaint. Like number one, he always sounds like he's in a bathroom, and number two, you could always hear his fucking big ass breathing. He's always like. When somebody else is talking, it sounds like he's congested. He's like what the fuck? And one time, JJ Redick was like, "Why are you moaning in my ear, Perk?" And CBS was like, "Do you have sleep apnea?" Like, damn,
he probably do.
I think he does, man. But they need to fix his audio quality. I don't know where he records from, but it sounds like shit for ESPN, man. So hopefully they fix it. Yeah. HRW said they was too scared to take Perk access card. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. And people have also speculated that they're trying to clear room for Shannon Sharp.
I
don't know about that. I mean, I know they gave Pat McAfee a lot of money, and maybe they're trying to make up for that.
Yeah, it could be. But I think they could have got Shannon Sharp regardless, I think. But I think it's one of them company things where they probably going way under, so they got to clear some cap or whatever.
Yeah, or clear some cap for ESPN. ESPN got to stay under the cap, or they pay luxury tax. So we'll see. We'll see who they bring in, if they bring in somebody new. But yeah, a lot of notable names got cut, man. We'll see where they end up in the future.
About to see a lot of Mina Kimes and Monica Minuts.
I'm fine with that. Look, Mina Kimes needs to be more on TV, man. I actually enjoy seeing her on TV. She's actually funny and informative. And she talks about the NFL, which is dope as well. Like, hopefully she can get us on the NBA talk as well. But I would not mind seeing more of Mina Kimes, man. I'm a Mina Kimes stan. So let's talk about this controversial Bun B video, man. Because apparently this sparked a debate between the Hoteps and everybody else, man. I was really surprised this was very controversial. But apparently some people were upset by Bun B's comments about Mexican Americans and Mexican people supporting hip-hop and business ventures. So let's play this clip for full context, man. This was an interview. I'm assuming this is regarding Trillburger, because it seems
I think the interview might have been like a year old too.
It must be, because he has a shirt that says Astro World Trillburgers.
Yeah.
And I would assume he was not wearing that type of shirt no more.
Yeah, I think that I think the interview kind of old, but I guess it was a slow news day.
Somebody had to go viral on something, man. So
yeah.
So let's go ahead and play this clip.
If you have a product or you present something to the public, 9 times out of 10, Mexican Americans are going to be not only your biggest customer base, but also your most consistent customer base. You know what I'm saying? That's just math. That's just basic math. And to not acknowledge that when we're talking about hip hop, look, if you make Houston rap music, nobody buys more of your music than Mexicans. No one comes to your shows more than Mexicans. No one buys more of your merch more than Mexicans play your music. It's a numbers thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's important that we acknowledge their participation and their love of the culture. So I wanted to make sure that when Houston hip hop was on that stage at the rodeo, that a Mexican American could look at that stage and see themselves on that stage too.
So I'm confused what he said. What about that was so bad? Like, it would be one thing if he was being a troll and said, black people don't support you like that, but Mexicans do. He didn't say anything of the sort.
Yeah.
He
So
just said,
so the guy that tweeted this video out pretty much said, "Man, fuck Bun B." And so if you look through the comments, it's a few people that's like, "Yeah, man, no, that's sellout." They calling them coons and all this other stuff. I felt like he was spitting facts, man. I felt like he was spitting the truth. I felt like he was right on the money.
yeah, man. Like, and these are people who don't live in Texas and don't live in the South. So I'm sure they probably have not been around a lot of Mexicans, or if they just have these racial connotations of Mexicans hate black people and shit. And to be fair, there is some anti-black sentiment in Mexican communities, man, and Hispanic communities as well.
Yeah.
And of course, we all know about that. But what he said is right as well. I've had a lot of Mexican homies who just bump heavy Houston hip hop only, man. And they go to the shows, they buy the merch, and they support the artist. And there's a lot of them in Houston, man. So what he said, I don't understand the controversy. Like I said, if he said something that was like, it indicated that they're more loyal than black people, or they support you more than black people do. If he said something like that, I'd be like, okay, I agree, that's going too far. Yeah. But he just said it's a numbers thing. There's a lot of them here, and they buy your shit and support you. So he wants to support them too.
He was giving us the numbers. Like, he wasn't just pulling out his ass. He said 9 times out of 10, they, those are the ones that's buying the merch. Those are the ones that's buying the tickets to the show, the music, and all that other stuff. He's not just saying that. He clearly sees it. So that's why he felt like he needed to put some type of representation up there, for the Hispanics and all that, which I agree, because that's like us. Like, we do this podcast, and probably 80-90% of the people that's watching are sports fans. They probably came from Sports Radio 610. So, what's a better way? I mean, why can't we talk a little sports? Because, they're sports fans, so why not cater a little bit to the sports fans? And remember, when we first started this podcast, it was just strictly hip hop. We wanted to stay away from sports because we work at a sports station. So, like, I don't see anything he said wrong, man. I felt like that's a good business person.
Yeah, it seems like people just wanted to argue on Twitter like a normal day on Twitter, man. Like, people wanted to act like this was anti-black or something, but I just don't see it, man. I don't see what he said or how what he said was wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, they support this podcast, man. We do love our Mexican American listeners, or Mexican listeners, or Hispanic listeners, or everybody of every race who listens to the podcast, man. We love you and support you. But yeah, I don't understand the issue of what Bun B said. I don't get it.
Yeah. And the irony is, the guy that tweeted this is from Houston.
Yeah.
So it's just like, bro, like, do you go outside?
Apparently not, man. I did see Jack Freeman got into it as well. He put a little mini novel, a little essay in response to this tweet, man, and he was going back and forth with people. It's good to see Jack Freeman black. I thought he was banned from Twitter.
He was,
but I see he's back and verified.
Yeah,
he didn't have the funny style verification either. So good to see he's still on the timeline, man.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that was funny. The funny thing about that Bun B stuff is, I want to say 2 days later, the Houston Texans announced, I guess a Mexican football team, like actual football. They doing something. I guess they got like some real American football in Mexico or something.
Yeah,
and they playing that NRG. I want to say in August or something like that.
Okay,
and I'm like, damn. This is the same thing Bun B was talking about. Like, because they're not doing that in Cleveland, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing that in Pittsburgh. They doing it here because of the audience. Like they know the demographic. So why not have, a team from Mexico play at NRG in Houston, where is more Hispanics here than any other race. So yeah, and that's the other thing. Bun B specifically said if you rap in Houston, if you're a Houston rapper.
Yeah.
If you're a Houston rapper, and that's the one thing, like I noticed once I moved down here, Hispanics will support anything Houston related, anything Texas related, man. They ride and die for this state. So, Bun B, DJ Screw, whatever rap music that's from Texas, they will play that shit. They will buy it, they will support it. Some of the local artists that we had on this podcast, I got help from a Hispanic because he went to the shows and all that and buy the merch. I'm like, damn, because with us, look, we gotta be real, man. That's the other thing too. We don't really be sold on people until later on.
Until everybody else is on them.
Yeah.
then people dick ride.
For real. And look, I'm the same way. I'm trying not to be that way, but it was a couple times where like shout out to our good friend Fat Tony. Somebody was telling me, a Hispanic was telling me about Fat Tony for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, man, you should have him on the podcast. He dope. I'm like, all right, cool. But I'm like, nah, we ain't got time for all that. Like, I don't feel like listening to somebody demo tape and all that crap. And then he said it again. And I was just like, yeah, all right. And then the third time, I'm like, man, let me check him out. I'm like, damn, he actually all right. And so I ended up reaching out to him, and the rest is history.
Yep.
So, and meanwhile, this person was like, oh yeah, I've been telling you about him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got tickets to his show. So I'm like, damn, I don't know. They just support, man.
They do. They support the local artists hard, man.
Yeah, like Bun B wasn't lying. So I don't understand. Like out of all of this, man, just show love to the people that's supporting you. That's all he doing.
Yeah.
He ain't out here making Tiana music or ditching rap music to do reggaeton or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's still being Bun B, but he just showing love to the people that's rocking with him too.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't understand the controversy here, man. He was speaking facts, and we know it since we live here. And anybody else just doing shit for engagement, I guess, because I don't see the issue here. I'm thinking he was speaking facts there. In other Houston news, Travis Scott will officially not face criminal charges in the Astroworld incident. A Texas grand jury declined to indict Travis Scott in a criminal investigation. And apparently his lawyer said that he never encouraged people to do anything that resulted in other people getting hurt. And the decision is a great relief. You have any thoughts on this? Paul Gallant, of all people, texted me about this. He was upset. He was like, I'm going to go off on this on my show, but I want to reach out to you first, because he's upset that Travis Scott is getting off scot-free. You see what he did there? But my take is this, man. Like, I don't think it's like a Deshaun Watson type situation, man. What happened sucked, but it's hard to say it's his fault.
Yeah.
It's hard to put the blame on him. You can put the blame on the security, the venue, and could he have been more aware of what's going on? Sure. But realistically, in the middle of a show with thousands of people and everything going on, like I just don't believe that he encouraged people at that show. And we had Jasmine on; she was there. To be fair, she's biased, super biased. She's a stan, but
she didn't even know what happened.
Didn't know anything happened bad until she got back home.
Yeah, the next day when she woke up.
Yeah. So the idea that this was his fault, that he encouraged the behavior that led to their deaths, I just don't believe that, man. I don't think there's any way they could have proven that this was his fault. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think honestly, I don't think he deserves all the blame. Maybe he could have did something different, but I think it's blame to go around the room,
Yeah.
man. You can look at the security guards. You can look at the venue saying why they ain't, hire enough security guards, which I think is a little tricky. It's a lot of blame to go around, period, man. Like, not to mention the damn badass fans that pretty much rushed the damn place. Like, it's so much more to so like a grand jury to indict him. I felt like that would have been rough. However, I feel like it's not quite over because you probably got civil lawsuits.
Oh yeah, he's
That's
gonna have to
be
pay.
happening. He gonna have to
They're
pay.
gonna get money.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't think he's getting off scot-free. Like, I don't expect the man to go to jail for it, but he is gonna have to pay. He gonna have to pay all them families, all the people that was affected. So, yeah, he's not getting off scot-free.
Yeah, and Troy said not to be insensitive, just one opinion. You already know the civil money coming. Yeah, we know there going to be civil lawsuits, and the family's going to get paid, man. Okay,
Yeah,
we know that much.
Or people that want to get paid, that was part
Yeah.
of it, gonna get paid.
Exactly. He says, can we compare the Travis Scott incident to? Oh, I didn't see this. This is what came before. I didn't see this part because I didn't think that part was insensitive. I guess this part is the insensitive part. Troy on Facebook says, can we compare the Travis Scott incident to the Ocean Gate? If you chose to attend, it ain't anyone's fault but him, her, they, them, it who choose to attend. I'll disagree with that, man. I don't think going to a concert is like, you're risking death by watching somebody perform. I don't think, I would not say that's even remotely the same, dog. I have to disagree there, man. Now, his fan base is too rowdy. I'll say that much, man. They are crazy. But I don't think everybody there knew that, or at least they knew how bad it could get if they were in that crowd. Some people just came there because they liked his music, man. Like, not everybody was there to fucking have a mosh pit environment. People brought their kids, man. Now you could argue there probably shouldn't have been kids at that event. Fair enough, but I would disagree with that, man. I don't think that they chose to put themselves in the death situation by going to an artist's music show.
Yeah, I agree with you too. I think I mean, at the end of the day, it's a concert, man. You don't expect it to die at a concert. So the Ocean Gate thing, they knew what they was getting into, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they signed a couple waivers and all that stuff too. So yeah, I don't think it's the same, but yeah, man. It's just the unfortunate thing, man, because you don't see a lot of people dying at concerts all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure if if it was that deep, they would probably make everybody sign a waiver or some shit before buying a ticket. But I don't think nobody expect all that. But yeah, man. I think the lawsuits is coming, man. The silver lawsuits. He gonna have to spread that money out.
Yeah, and to add to the fact that he didn't get off scot-free, I mean, he had to put his whole career on pause for like 2 years, man.
Yeah.
So there's that. The fact that I don't know how he's going to tour again. Like, who's going to insure him?
Yeah.
That'll be a whole ordeal.
Yeah, because Astroworld, that was kind of his thing. That was his thing. That was bringing a lot of money in. So he can't do that again. I don't want to say never, but right now I don't see him doing that again or doing any type of a personal festival like that.
And I don't know who's gonna and like somebody has to insure you when you go on tour. I don't know who's gonna insure him after what happened.
Yeah, because he ain't gonna do it. If he do a festival like that again, it ain't gonna be where it was at. I think that's over.
They have to spend a lot of money on more security, more safety measures, make sure there's EMSs everywhere. And that's not cheap either, man. So I don't know. His touring is, I think his tour is going to be in way smaller venues, probably, or more,
or probably
compact. Maybe they're probably going to have a limit on people that can attend, and only so many people can be in the space. And there's going to be way more security, way more EMS personnel, and a lot of stuff that people are going to have to go through.
And see, even with that though, man, because I mean, you could argue and say it was like that for the last time, but just people that didn't even have a ticket rushed the gate. So it was more people in there than it should have been. And so, like, how do you even stop that from happening next time? That means you got to have like real tight security. I don't know. You can't have the whole city of Houston or any city trying to sit there and protect the concert like that. So I don't know. Maybe he just got to stick to like the big time festivals where, you know, everybody there is not everybody there ain't for Travis Scott. Maybe that might work out a little better. I don't know.
You just got to keep coming out as somebody's surprise guest. Because that's what he's been doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see where he goes going forward, how he's going to tour. I'm sure he's been teasing this new Utopia album. I think it's coming out very soon. Troy says Travis gonna have to tour with Elon Musk or some shit. The Texas Tesla Travis takeover. Yeah, he's gonna have to have like some SpaceX type technology to keep people safe, man.
Yeah, or the one thing I was thinking, and he might just have to. I don't know if he's that big of an artist to do this, but well, he can't do it at NRG because that's the same. That's pretty much the same area of the Astroworld incident, but it's gonna have to be somewhere inside because you can protect a lot more inside the venue.
You can limit the amount of people that are in.
Yes, you
attendance.
You can actually close the door.
Yeah.
So that might be a little safer and easier to maintain, but that NRG park where it's just a space out there and you got some gates and all that stuff, man, you can't you can't really not with his crowd, you couldn't control that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It's rough, man.
Man.
We'll see where it goes. I know he's been advertising the new album. There's some codes going on billboards and shit. So I will wager a guess it's probably coming sometime this month. So we'll see when it drops, how it sounds. But yeah, I don't know. Mad Wine Chemist on YouTube says Texas Tech, we can handle it, no insurance. Yeah, next Astroworld gonna be at Texas Tech. We'll see how that goes. Other things that happened this week. Speaking of Ocean Gate, apparently they found the remains of the submarine, at least some of them. Apparently some debris washed up on shore, and they also believe they found what they believe are human remains on the ocean floor as well. So this is a confirmation that there was a submarine that imploded, and apparently there was remains found. So that might shoot down a few conspiracy theories about it being fake. But I don't know. At least they found it. So there's that.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked they found it.
Yeah, me too.
We talked about it before. I talked about it with my dad. I'm thinking it was just like crushed like a can where you ain't gonna find anything. So I'm shocked they found what they found.
Yeah, me too. I didn't think they were ever gonna find. I thought they were gonna give up. Like, let's be real. Isn't it a fucking waste of money? We know they're dead.
And then on top of that, man, they had the Navy out there, man. They had some they had some shit. I don't think that shit was free. So it was a little shocking how much coverage this was getting.
Yeah, it is, man. I think they're spending the manpower like they're trying to rescue people still.
Yeah.
It's like we know it's over, man. So I understand why. Like, I guess they want to recover. I would understand why they want to recover things. They want to know what happened, what went wrong, and maybe that would have some some play in a lawsuit. But yeah, I didn't understand. Like you said, they had the Navy out there looking for it, man. It's like I don't know if that's worth their time.
Yeah, maybe maybe I guess being a billionaire or a couple billionaires in there had something to do with it, where they had to they need to get down to the bottom of it, because if it was just some regular people like us, I don't know if they'd spend all this time trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah, no, they definitely wouldn't care.
Hate to say it that way, but yeah, maybe them being rich has something to do with it.
It's possible.
Yeah, but I like the way they was making a big deal out of this. I thought it was like some type of ride or some type of like a big time company that was, giving people tours. So I thought it was like totally innocent, normal, regular 9 to 5 people that was, lost. But when I found out the backstory of it, I was just like, huh? And it was going all out, man. That was dominating the news. It was crazy. I was shocked it got this much coverage.
Yeah, me too, man. I also think it happened during a kind of a slow news week as well. So everybody was into it. But yeah, I don't know, man.
You know, the funny part about that is I was in the gym as it was happening. And it was happening on Fox News and CNN News. So they both was talking about it at the same time, 2 different situations, but talking about the submarine. And once they finished talking about it and they wanted to switch something else, Fox started talking about Joe Biden. And CNN started talking about Trump being indicted.
Of course.
It's just like, I guess it ain't no news. So let's just talk about the other party.
Yep. Get you mad before you go to work about the damn liberals or the damn conservatives.
Joe Biden tweeted this.
Yeah.
And then I looked at Fox or I looked at CNN and like Trump indicted.
Yeah.
I don't say no other details. I'm just like,
and there'd be like, I'm sure Fox News didn't even mention the Trump indictment, or if they did, it was like 30 seconds. Or they're talking about why the liberal plans won't work to indict him or something like that.
Yes.
But yeah,
I'm like, man, this is exactly why I don't watch the damn news.
No, 100%, man. Like I don't fuck with any. I only see that shit in the gym too, man. Like I only see that shit in the gym, and I usually try to get by if I'm doing cardio and I have to look at the TV. I usually get the one by ESPN or something.
Yeah,
so I got to look at the fucking news. But yeah, it's fucking annoying, man.
Yeah.
Other things that happened this week. Did you watch the BET Awards by any chance?
I did not, man. So the reason why I didn't watch it because I went to Dende's concert.
Yeah, how's Dende doing, man?
He's doing good. It's funny because this was his first tour, first headline tour. So Houston was the last stop. And it's funny, like this. Look, man, this is how you know how washed I am, how washed me and my wife is. So we went to got the tickets to the concert. She was excited. They said the concert started at 7:30. Guess what time we get there? 7:30.
Yeah,
7:30. We got there. The DJ playing. It's a little hype man. Shout out to the hype man. I forgot his name, but dog, they were going for like an hour. I'm just like, man, what's going on, man? I'm like, man, we gonna get the show cracking. And then a couple times I saw Dende, he was walking around a little bit. He was talking to some people. So I'm like, hey, what's up, man? So I tapped him. We talked a little bit, and he was like, appreciate you coming out. And so I'm like, all right. I'm like, maybe you about to start in a minute. And then I start thinking, like, do he got some people opening up for him? So I'm like, I don't know. And then I'm thinking, like, all right, the DJ wrapping up. That's it. And then I saw him walk out again. I'm like, I was about to tap him again, like, bro, when you getting on the stage, man? So he had 3 openers. There was 3 people open up for him, which was cool. But by this time, it's like 9:30. I'm like, man, yo, like, dog, it was a Sunday. I gotta go to work. Our fucking backs was hurting because that floor, because when you standing on the concrete floor, just standing in one spot, your lower back started hurting.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there like this. I'm like, man, when is he coming out, man? So yeah, so he came out. It was a good show, man. So shout out to Dende, but I gotta remember, man, next time I go to a concert, man, I gotta get there like an hour and a half late.
Yeah, we'll grill him on that if you get him on a podcast again, man. Why are you making old people stay up this late?
I know, man. On a Sunday, on a work night.
Yep.
but I did not watch the BET Awards. But my one takeaway from the BET Awards, so I guess they pay homage to Busta Rhymes, which they should have, man. He a legend. But why the fuck do he always do that Chris Brown verse every time he performed, man?
Did he? I didn't see him perform, but did he at least do the Tribe Called Quest scenario verse?
I don't know.
Because if that's the only one because I feel like he's trying to act like that Chris Brown verse is more important than the scenario.
I think he is, man. I think he is, man. And I just don't get it, man. That's probably like one of his worst verses, man. That would be towards the bottom, man, if we being honest.
It's fucking look, people were impressed just because he rapped really fast. But he was that verse was fucking nonsense. Literally, man. He was like bada boom, bada bing, got to do a lot of things. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. That verse, I'm sick of that verse. I'm sick of him doing it.
The song is, I don't even like the song, man.
Me neither. It aged horribly.
Yes.
I don't like the beat. I don't like the hook. I don't like the Busta Rhymes verse.
Yeah, you heard the hook. Look at me now. Look at me now. I'm getting paper. Look at me now.
It's almost like a parody song of 2010s rap, man.
Yeah, honestly, I felt like it was at the beginning because remember, Chris Brown wasn't he wasn't a rapper.
Yeah,
I think that was like one of his first songs where he was.
That was like one of his comeback songs, man.
Yeah.
Then he dropped the tape with Tyga and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was, but I don't know, why do we always spit that? He can spit any verse from any one of his albums, man. His first 3 or 4 albums, he can spit a verse from that, but he always goes to that Chris Brown verse.
It's fucking annoying. It's like people who think that A Milli is one of Lil Wayne's best songs. Or like his best song. I fucking hate A Milli, dog. I'm sorry. I don't like that song. I didn't like it when it came out. I don't like it today. I just don't like that song, man.
A millionaire. I'm a young money millionaire.
The beat is fucking awful. With that a milli of just repeating nonsense. I hate that song, man.
Yeah.
I hate that song, and people act like that's one of his best songs he ever made.
Yeah.
Troy said, "Die long for making the band. I spit hot fire." Troy also said he asked us if we hit Across the Spider-Verse, the Spider-Man movie. He said, "So good, I had to watch the bootleg cam version just to rewatch. You could have just paid to see it again."
He ain't trying to say
but I feel you, nigga. I did the same thing when Infinity War dropped. I watched it, dog. I watched it twice in theaters, and I got the bootleg just to skip to the end and watch that shit again, man.
Yeah,
like that was probably the last movie I really felt like I had to watch multiple times before it was on streaming.
Yeah,
but this one I could wait till it's on streaming, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I could wait for
I heard it was pretty good though.
Everybody who's seen it that I know said it's really good, man. I talked to my nephew who saw it. He said he loved it. I talked to some older friends who said they really enjoyed it. So I believe everybody when they say it was really good, but I just don't feel like going to the movie theater.
Yeah, I ain't that deep in the comic book bag, man. Like I'm down with the Marvel, the Marvel MCU or whatever, but I ain't that deep in the Marvel bag yet, man. I might give it a shot, man.
I would say watch the first one first, man. Watch the first Spider-Man. I don't know if it's streaming on anything. It's probably on Disney Plus or whatever these movies are on, but I would say watch the first one. If you like it, definitely watch the second one. But because the first one was good, but if you don't like the first one, you probably ain't gonna like the second one. So
okay,
I would say give it a shot.
Yeah, I ain't too picky with the movies, man, but I'm gonna check it out though.
Yeah. Troy says all movies nowadays over 2.5 hours. I feel you. Rather be on the couch, pause, and pee when need be. Yeah, man. Like movies are too long, dog. We've talked about this before on the podcast. Every movie is too long now.
Yeah.
Like, why is Transformers 3 hours long, dog? What kind of story you got to tell me about transforming robots?
Yeah,
that takes 3 hours to tell, man. Fast and Furious movies are like 2.5 hours. Nigga that drive cars fast and go get in the shit.
Yes, Avatar is like 3.5.
Yeah, man. I'm getting sick of it. Movies are way too long now, man. Like get me in and out, or I can wait till streaming. But fucking when you get older, you get a weak bladder, man. Especially when you got a big ass Sprite right next to you. You got to run and pee.
Yeah.
And I hate peeing and having to miss shit.
Yeah. That's the worst, man. I low key want to just go to the movies and not eat or drink anything.
Yeah, and I've done that.
Yeah, me too.
And I still have to pee sometimes, and I hate that. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I've been on the water kick too.
Yeah.
So me drinking a lot of water now, I'm used to holding it. But still, man, when you gotta go, you can't just sit and hold it.
And you have no idea what's coming next if you ain't seen the movie before.
You don't know
man.
you don't know what the good part to just go to the bathroom on.
Yeah. You can't just ask your girl what happened because she might not know. And she's actually watching it.
I know.
So you just got to trust your intuition and look. Okay, this is some people just talking for no reason. Let me run real quick. You come in and like it's a big ass action scene. Like fuck, I missed it.
Yeah.
So yeah, for that reason, I'm over theaters, man. I don't feel a need to go to a theater anytime soon to watch a movie, especially to how quick movies come to streaming now. I can wait it out.
Yeah, no,
me
too.
So, other things that happened this week, Jonathan Majors, man. So there's been some fake news on the internet saying that he was
not guilty.
He's not guilty.
Where all them people at?
There's a lot of. Let me look up where this started from, man, because I see a lot of.
Everybody quiet now.
I'm seeing the news report other things. Apparently, his attorney wrote something that people took as proof that he was innocent. And people started circulating the rumor that he had been cleared of all charges and he was found innocent in court. And he has not even had his court date yet. So somehow in the court session that never happened, he was found not guilty. But I have noticed that the mainstream media is reporting more about other women coming forward alleging him of abuse in history. And if you look up his name, you don't see anything his lawyer said. You look up, you just see
women. What
the police, NYPD, has evidence to arrest woman who said Jonathan Majors. Whoa, wait a minute. What's this? NYPD has evidence to arrest the woman who said Jonathan Majors hit her. So that's interesting. So apparently they can arrest her.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, that's the thing I kept seeing circulate. I kept seeing that I guess he beat the case and that he planned on suing the ex-girlfriend. And the NYPD has something to do with it too. Or something.
Okay. So the NYPD has determined that a woman who accused the actor Jonathan Majors of assault attacked Mr. Majors herself and believe that there is enough evidence to support her arrest, according to 3 people with knowledge on the matter. So anonymous sources have reported that apparently the NYPD could arrest her for hitting him. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, this could be is this part of the lawyer thing too?
No, because apparently this is coming from sources in the NYPD.
Okay.
Apparently. So I don't think it's related to anything the attorney said, because this is the New York Times. They have a reputation.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not the shade room. So yeah, interesting. Very interesting. But I've also seen other people come forward apparently and accusing him of abuse. Now, look, this all might be true, but my question is, where was this when he was the king of the box office just a few months ago? And we done Me Too'd everybody. So why were these women not coming forward before the shit hit the fan? I mean, there could be all kinds. I don't want to put this on them if it actually happened like that, but that's kind of my initial question. And I don't know what happened here, so I'm not gonna judge or lay blame on anybody. But I think it's interesting that when he was the king of the box office, none of this happened. But now at the first arrest, now they're finding all this corroborating evidence of him being abusive in his life, and it's like,
yeah,
I don't know, man. Why not put that out there when he was topping the box office in Marvel movies and Creed 3.
Yeah, see, that stuff is always interesting because, like, I don't ever want to discredit anybody for coming forward. You know what I mean? But my thing is, I feel like people should have the right to question, like, why now? Because right now, I feel like, I guess to me, like, is it better if you come forward now or what? Because people always say stuff like, I ain't want to come forward at that time because he was just too powerful and nobody would believe me. But is right now the right time to come forward? Like, is this the better time to do it? Like, I don't know. I never understood. I don't know. I just never understood that mindset, man, because look, I don't know what happened, but I feel like if something really happened, you would have went forward. You know what I mean? So I was just kind of curious why, when all of this stuff is happening right now, then, like, are the lawyers or the people that's prosecuting him just looking for people that he had an issue with and just bringing them forward to make them look bad? I'm not, like, I really don't understand it.
Yeah, it could be they're just interviewing people who worked with him.
Yeah, let's dig up his last 12, 13, 14 relationships.
Yep.
Let's talk to him, and I wonder if they just sitting there like, yeah, he did shove me one time, or he did do this or do that. And then, do you mind coming forward to help the victim? Or, I don't know. I watch too much Law and Order.
Yeah, I know, right?
But I wonder if that's the case, or are these women actually going forward after seeing the news?
Yeah, so the information came from a Rolling Stone article. They said Majors was abusive with his partners, aggressive on sets, and a source of toxicity at Yale. I don't know what toxicity at Yale means. Like,
see, so like, read it again. He was.
This is the headline. They said he was abusive towards his partners, aggressive on movie sets, and a source of toxicity at Yale, where he attended in college.
Yeah.
I mean, of all those, I think the source of toxicity is like, why would you even put that? What the fuck does that mean, a source of toxicity?
Yeah, and I ain't trying to nitpick or nothing, but abusive towards others, like, abusive how? Like, physically abusive?
Let's look this up. Okay, so apparently more than a dozen sources collectively claimed to Rolling Stone that Majors allegedly abused two romantic partners, one physically, both of them emotionally. Majors allegedly strangled one woman he was dating and was mentally and emotionally abusive with her, 9 of the sources claim. The second woman allegedly told friends that her relationship with Majors was, quote, emotional torture. And they're withholding the names of the women. My experience in dealing with him and watching him in relationships with several women is really upsetting. And as an outside observer, it made me uncomfortable. Okay, the strangling thing, I understand if that's true, but I don't know what emotional torture means. Like, you could be emotionally abusive for sure, but in something, in a criminal case where we're talking about domestic abuse allegations, I feel like this is like,
that ain't gonna fly.
Yeah, man,
Like,
this is too much. It's too subjective what that could be.
Yeah, that would fly in silver court if they just trying to get money or something like that, and you could possibly settle for something and get something. But how can you prove that?
Yeah, I mean, anybody can, like, if I didn't like what my boss told me to do at work, I could say he's being emotionally abusive.
Yes.
Does that mean it's true? Yeah. I don't know, man, but that's how I see it, so it's valid, right?
Or him giving me shitty hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's a lot of stuff it can be emotionally abusive.
Yeah. Somebody else who said everyone who has worked with Mr. Majors and knows he employs an immersive method acting style, and I guess people were saying he was rude on set. Apparently, Two production members on the film magazine Dreams claim the 33-year-old actor allegedly pushed one person while on set and physically intimidated another while screaming at them. Okay, well, that sounds like Tom Cruise. And
Yeah, that sounds
like,
like
you shouldn't put your hands on nobody, but I feel like this happens a lot in Hollywood, man.
Yeah, I was about to say he's not the first actor to. I feel like it's more actors that do this.
Yeah,
that's
then
probably
don't.
on a way higher level than him, and they get a pass for it.
Troy said it sounds like Christian Bale on the Terminator set. Yeah, that classic audio where he just goes off on somebody. That's one of the funniest clips ever, man. There was some clip of he was on Terminator Salvation, and something happened, and he just cussed this guy out and just went at him for like 5 minutes straight, man. It was hilarious. Yes, he apologized for it, of course, but it was just like, this is Terminator, man. It's not like you were making fucking an Oscar-winning movie here. I couldn't understand why he was so intense, but that's just how he is, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that shit was hilarious, man. So yeah, some of these claims, I don't know, man. Like, look, they could be true. I don't know Jonathan Majors. I didn't work with him. I can't say how he is or isn't. I didn't date him, of course, so I can't say how he is with partners. But I don't know, man. It
seemed like they kind of grasping for straws a little bit.
Yeah,
man.
a little bit, man.
And look, like I said, I guess the original relationship or the thing that started all of this, I don't know what happened, man. But it seemed like now they just trying to get anything to throw his way to kind of. It seemed like a smear campaign.
Yeah, a little bit, man. And like I said, I don't know anything. Some these allegations could be true. I don't know, but the fact that this coincides with the NYPD apparently finding out that she was the one assaulting him, and now she could face criminal charges, it's kind of strange, man. Because now it seems like they're trying to divert from this current case and be like, "Well, look what he did before."
Yeah.
And it's like, this is hearsay here. With
they using all these big words, emotional abuse and
emotional torture, and come on, man.
Yeah. Why'd you using the word torture? Like torture, that's like a top-notch word to use. Like people torture people in wars and
Saw movies, right?
Yeah.
Somebody cut your leg off or something emotionally.
Emotional torture.
Yeah, I don't know. You would think you would just break up with somebody who's emotionally torturing you.
Yeah, because when you hear the word torture, you oh my God.
You think of that Method Man, Bring the Pain intro, torture nigga.
Yeah. Yeah, all the stuff they were saying, that was definitely torture.
Sew your ass shut and just keep feeding you and feeding you and feeding you.
But
I don't know, man.
It seemed like the original case is kind of might be falling apart a little bit. So
could be, man. Could be. I'm not gonna jump out the window either way. I'm gonna wait for more information. The trial will happen soon. Apparently, his representation is confident that it will go his way, but they're supposed to think that. So we'll see how it goes, man. But I don't know.
Then he can skate off with his wife, Megan Good.
Yeah, the redemption tour is gonna be incredible, man. He's gonna be in like all black movies for the next 3 years. He's gonna play Nelson Mandela. He's gonna play some fucking Marcus Garvey in a new Marcus Garvey movie. They're gonna he's gonna play a lot of famous black people and icons in black history from now on. I guarantee you.
Once the coast is clear, you're gonna get right back to them snow.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. He's gonna be dating some random chick. So we'll see. We'll see how long the contract is for Megan Good. I don't know. What else happened? Oh yeah, have you been keeping up with this Jim Jones Pusha T beef? Apparently Pusha T or Jim Jones put out a diss track. I ain't hear the diss track, man. I just didn't feel like listening to it. So you got to give me the lowdown on this shit, dog. How did this diss track sound?
So I seen a lot of people. Honestly, the timeline was kind of split. A lot of people saying nobody want to hear that. That was whack. And I seen a lot of people saying, "Hey, it was actually pretty good." So originally, I think the clip came out after we finished recording last week, the little snippet. And originally, I was just like, "Man, I don't want to hear this, man." Like, I don't know why. I just felt like it was a bit of a reach. But when I actually listened to it a couple times, I'm like, damn, this is actually a good diss song. It's not bad at all. And I think the issue we have with it, to be honest, is Jim Jones and Pusha T they never really had a beef. So this ain't like Drake and Pusha T that got a whole bunch of dirt on each other and, exposing and all this other stuff. To me, this ain't like a classic 2000s beef where, two rappers that don't have a history with each other, somebody say something on the song or say something in the interview, and then you kind of just go in on them, just a generic diss song. Because remember back in the day, you would hear the diss songs from like the Locks and G Unit or something like that. They really ain't had no run-ins with each other like that. The beef started from 50 Cent pretty much saying, "Jada, don't fuck with me if you want to eat, because I do your ass like Jay did Mobb Deep." I think that's where it kind of started. So if you listen to their diss songs, it was just regular, "Oh, you got shot." I mean, just clever bars, man, which was good. It was good during that time. I think right now we just so used to the messiness, the drama, and there's no messiness and drama in this, man. So I think a lot of people was already put off from it from the beginning, including me, because I was sitting there like, I don't want to hear that. Like, there's nothing juicy about this. But Jim Jones' song I think it's a legit diss song. It's a regular diss song. Nothing special about it. He ain't exposed nothing to Pusha T. I think he was just clever with the bars. He had some good metaphors connecting the clips and all. Just, it was a good diss song. And I felt like he probably ain't getting the credit he would have got back. I mean, if this was back in 2008. So I think it was cool. People already judging it like, oh, round one, Jim Jones won. And I'm just like, I don't even think it's that type of party, man.
And not even that, like round one, you have to get both people making a song about each other.
Yes.
Pusha T just had a line in the song.
Yeah.
I don't count that as a diss song. He had a couple bars for Jim Jones, but it wasn't like a diss song towards him. Jim Jones the only one who submitted his round one song.
That's the part I don't understand. I think people just thirsty for something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, dog, like I feel like the Pusha T song was a dope song, but it just had some Jim Jones lines in it. And Jim Jones, he was super quick because I don't think the Pusha T song actually dropped. So he actually used that same instrumental Pusha T used in his song.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the same exact beat, and he rapped over it. And I think, like I said, if this was in 2000, let's say 2004, 2005, I think we'd be talking about this song like, damn, he got that beat real quick.
Yeah.
This is kind of like remember the Kanye song with Pusha T? I forgot what's the one with the piano. What's the song with the piano when he was playing the piano?
Who?
Kanye. And I always find
Oh, Runaway?
Runaway, yeah. I couldn't remember the name of it. But I think this is like when I want to say Cam took that beat before the beat was even out. And remember, instrumentals was hard to come across. And I think Cam took that beat real quick, and I forgot who he dissed in the song. I think he might have dissed Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
But it was some dang dash shit. But yeah, man, to me, this Jim Jones, this song, that's what it reminded me of. So a lot of people saying, nah, he should have kept that and all this other stuff. To me, it was an old school diss song. And right now, like I said, we like a lot of drama. We're pretty messy as a society, so it didn't really move us like that. And I understand if you ain't really care to hear it, but if you listen to it, to me, it's not that bad. It's a regular diss song, but These guys don't have dirt on each other or anything like that. They just is actually rap.
Yeah, and to be honest, like I feel like it would be a downgrade for Pusha T to make a whole song dissing Jim Jones, you know, because he just beefed with the biggest rapper alive and he beat him.
Yeah.
So going from that to Jim Jones is like winning the NBA championship and then going to the G League.
Yeah.
Like it's not it's a bad look to do that. So I would be surprised if Pusha T even responds to this. I'm not surprised Jim Jones put out a response. I'm not surprised. It was pretty decent because I mean he's a decent rapper, man. He's grown into a decent rapper now. But yeah,
he should. And I think Jim Jones did it right because he like Pusha T is, you know, he is on the high. You know what I mean? He got some clout right now as far as like his status, especially over Jim Jones. So I'm surprised Pusha T even gave him this much energy in the song, to be honest. I didn't think it was gonna be like this. I thought it was gonna be maybe maybe one bar and a side B type of song or something on the album. So I'm surprised he gave him this much love. But Jim Jones did it right, man. He did the same shit with Jay-Z when Jay-Z hopped on Ball and dissing him. And right after that, he made a beef mix, pretty much.
Yep.
So that's the type of stuff Jim Jones doing, man. He ain't got nothing else to do right now. He ain't doing nothing but just making music. So nah, he did it right, man. But I don't expect Pusha T to do anything anytime soon, man.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen, man. Troy asks on Facebook, do y'all got a favorite diss track of all time? He means a bunch of Eminem diss songs. He says Eminem on Benzino, Eminem versus Mariah Carey. Shoot, I guess any Eminem diss. I mean, as far as Eminem disses, I liked his diss versus Everlast a lot, man. I thought that was a cool little beef back in the day. And his cannabis thing was okay as well. His Mariah Carey diss was kind of weak, man. I can't support that. He was talking about premature ejaculating on her and shit, and it was fucking weird. But yeah, he had some classic disses, man.
Her song to him was better than me.
Honestly, yes. She cooked him, man. Let's be real. She had the little identical Eminem in the video. She had Gucci Mane dissing him, and he ain't have a word to say about Gucci Mane.
You sliding around playing Eminem in your car, you on your already?
It all makes sense now.
He know he a bird. I know he a nerd. Yeah, he went in on him, man. So yeah, I mean, but as far as Eminem, this is I would say the Everlast one was good. But as far as my favorite diss tracks of all time, look, man, I really like Real Motherfucking G's. Okay,
that song is hard, man.
Honestly, like I know the consensus was like Dre and Snoop won, but look, I'm sorry, that song is too iconic, man.
Yeah,
the beat was incredible, the lyrics are funny, and I just motherfuck death row. Now here comes my left blow.
Yeah.
The beat is super hard, man. Like I gotta go Real Motherfucking G's for my favorite diss track of all time. What about you, Figgy?
Yeah, I like that. What else I like, man? I like the Cameron Jay-Z one. You gotta love it. Yeah, I like that one. That was one of my favorite ones. I was a Dipset head, so I like that one. What else I like? I like Takeover. I think Takeover is just a legit good song.
Mm-hmm.
It's so many diss songs, like especially under the radar ones.
Yeah,
I like the what else ones I like?
Stay Scheming by Drake was pretty good. The Common diss. I don't know if that whole song's a diss song, but it was pretty decent for a newer diss, I guess.
Yeah, I like the what else I like? I like the Locks one. I want to say it was. I don't want to say it's Locks. I think it was just Jada and Styles P.
Mm-hmm.
They just. I want to say 50 Cent or G Unit, but it was called Shots Fired. I like that one. It's a bunch of those I like, man.
Yep. I was just thinking about the the Cameron Jay-Z, You Gotta Love It, where Jay-Z got older every bar.
Yeah.
You 36 years old, you 48 years old, you 52 years old. Every bar, Jay-Z got 10 years older in that song, man.
They cut the beat off.
The
I had to cut the beat off for this.
How's the king of New York wearing chancletas?
Yeah. You 36 years old. You was born in 1968.
Like, what the fuck?
How you the king of New York and you 42 years old?
That shit was classic, man. But yeah, for me, I would definitely say Real Motherfucking G is my favorite diss song of all time, man. That shit's just
I'm gonna
too
play
clean
that on the way home, man.
God, you'll be head nodding the whole way home, and that beat, the bass is just hard,
You
man.
know what's so funny? Because I always heard that song as a kid, and you know, when you're a kid, you don't really pay attention to the lyrics that much, but you would listen to, you know, the beat. I would always get attracted to the beat, and so I used to always love that song. But it wasn't until I got a little older where I realized what was going on in that song.
Mm-hmm.
But that song is hard, man. Same thing with Takeover. I always liked Takeover, the song. I thought the beat was always fire, but I didn't realize he was going at Nas, Mobb Deep, and all type of other people. So,
Yep. Nah, he took shots at everybody in the city. It seemed like, man. But I like Takeover too, man. I like that song. I know it's controversial to say I like it more than Ether. I will say Ether is a better diss song, but Takeover is just a better song to listen
it's a better song overall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
like-
rather listen to Takeoff any day than listen to Ether. I hate that Ether beat.
Yeah, I could sit here, I could just play Takeover and then be like, okay, like nobody would think anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I ain't trying to sound like Gucci Man, but ain't nobody sliding around listening to Ether.
Nah, that fucking Ron Browse beat is terrible, man. If he chose a better beat, it might be the best diss song ever.
Imagine if he did that over. Imagine if he did Ether over a Primo beat.
Yeah, it would have been ridiculous, man.
Yeah,
it would have been ridiculous. But yeah, that Ron Browse beat, and that's another issue that made him famous, and he started making awful music himself.
Yeah,
so it's a lot of bullshit happened when Nas dropped Ether, man. So that's why I'm not a Nas fan like that. But I do like his music though. Yeah. Miguel, David says Eminem dissed Will Smith. He dissed a lot of people, man. Okay, he dissed everybody.
Shout out to Spano, that's my man. Cleveland Spano, what's up, man?
Will Smith don't got a cuss in his raps to sell records. Well, I do. So fuck him and fuck you too. That was funny. I remember when that happened too. Will Smith won an MTV Music Award, and he said, "Look, I did this, and I didn't have to cuss on my records. I did all this without cussing and making clean music." And Eminem took offense to that because his music was not. But have you noticed the revisionist history on Will Smith's music? I saw a viral tweet talk about how we're not going to ignore like Will Smith didn't have a legendary music career. And now look, I would say he's a legend in terms of he broke barriers in hip hop, in early hip hop. He was one of the most famous early rappers of his time. But dog, am I remembering things wrong when I say most niggas didn't fuck with his music at all? Especially in like the 2000s.
Yeah, I think it was just like his music was just everywhere. Now, I mean, you couldn't escape it. But I don't think anybody was out there like.
Was anybody in the hood bumping, getting jiggy with it?
Nah, it was just on the radio. It was just all over the place, man. Yeah. So I like we wasn't like put that get jiggy with it on. It would just come on and it was kind of fly, but we wasn't like trying to get to it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I like it's weird because Will Smith got like two different rap careers. He got the early 80s one where I feel like that he do deserve. I mean, if we're gonna give Grandmaster Flash and people like that some credit, I feel like he deserves some credit too, because he was early on, you know, with the Grammys and all that stuff during that time. I think he was actually one of the rappers that boycotted the Grammys at one point.
Yeah, he won the first one and he boycotted it because
they didn't even televise it.
Yeah.
So I do think he deserved a little respect from that point. But that wasn't the diamond. That wasn't Will Smith's solo career.
Yeah.
that was Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. So I think we had this. This was like our early.
Yeah, one of our earlier podcasts, man. I remember this.
Yeah, because I do feel like he deserved a little credit for what he did because wasn't nobody really doing that. But I'll be lying to you if I sat there and said, "Hey, we used to all listen to it." And
you were bumping Willennium.
Man. Yeah, but I think, like I said, man, I think if it wasn't for that, man, I think I would say he probably birthed the Flow Riders and people like that do music similar to that without cussing. I know Flow Rider a little more poppy, but that type of music, I did think I do feel like he created a little lane for that.
Yeah, no, he did. He sold a lot of records, man. But I just feel like people acting like his later career was legendary, and we disregard him. He deserves credit for sure, but I remember us thinking he was super corny in the 90s, man, music wise. Troy said just the two of us. Yeah, the song he did with Jaden Smith. Little baby Jaden Smith.
That was his whole damn family, I think.
Yeah. Was Willow even born at that point?
I think it was it. I think Jada was in the video, wasn't she? It was like all whole.
I said Jaden, his son.
No, I thought Jada Pinkett was in the video too.
Jada was too. Yeah, Jada was too. But I don't think Willow was born yet.
Yeah. I don't know if she was born at that time.
Yeah. David says "Summertime" is an iconic song. It definitely is, man. "Summertime" is one of the best hip hop songs ever made. Yeah. He said apart from slapping Chris Rock, he's so talented. Yeah, but that was funny though. I'm glad he did it. Just for the comedy that came from it alone.
My wife's name
out your fucking mouth. Miguel said, "Here come the Men in Black." Yeah, that song, that movie was something else too, man.
That movie's on not that long. I think it was on today. I was in the gym. And on one of them channels.
Yep.
I was just looking like, what is this? I never did like the Men in Black. I was never into that movie like that.
I liked it, but I'm gonna be real, man. Like the Will Smith movies where he acts like I'm blackety black, I'm hippity hop, I'm rappity rap. I hate those fucking movies, man. He did that in what else did he do that in? He did it in Wild Wild West. Like he ruined Independence Day, kind of, man.
Really?
His character was so fucking stupid in that movie, man.
I thought he was cool. That was probably his best movie to me. I enjoyed that movie. That was like Fresh Prince, Will Smith too.
It was, man, but it was like
it wasn't like whiteified Will Smith. This was like fresh. I think he was still doing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air during that time too.
Yeah,
he might have had the same damn clothes from Fresh Prince in that damn movie.
Nah, that was during Fresh Prince. I think. I don't think the show even ended when he did that movie. But Doc, that just annoys me. He was like, "Oh no," he was fucking in a fighter jet fighting aliens. He was like, "I know you didn't just shoot that green shit at me." It's like cringe-worthy lines, man. I remember watching that shit, I was a little kid too, but I was just embarrassed when I was seeing shit like that, man.
Damn.
Like, why you gotta be like that, dog?
Man, I rock with that movie, man.
I feel like that's some BET type shit. He's in the BET original movie. Oh man. Miguel said, "Oh, Bad Boys is a classic, man. Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2 are classics. I'll say that much. Those are classic movies and films. Hitch, no, man. I don't even remember Hitch.
Yeah, I ain't
that was when he started falling off, I feel.
Yeah, trying to be a comedian.
yeah. Oh, speaking of which, Miguel was calling us out, said, "Y'all still saying the Astros ain't in the division or ain't winning the division?" They beat the Texas Rangers 5-3. I saw Altuve at his first at bat hit a home run, man.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that was dope to see.
Yeah, I think Miguel was listening to In the Loop.
Oh yeah, see, there we go again. There you go again. He getting blamed for Landry's hot takes.
Yeah, but so I kind of feel the same way too, man. I think if the Astros make the playoffs, I think they could kick it up a notch, but I don't know if they're gonna win the division, man. I think they got a chance in the wild card, but I don't know if they're gonna win the division. So
yeah, look, they got 45 wins. Rangers got 49 wins, so it's possible. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
David said, "I don't watch Hitch for Hitch. I watch it for Eva Mendes." Yeah, I miss Eva Mendes, man. She fucking married Ryan Gosling and just disappeared.
Yeah,
like she quit acting.
I hate stuff like that, man.
Yeah,
when marries another celebrity and they just they just disappear.
Yeah, that's what happened with Catherine Zeta-Jones too, who married Michael Douglas, who's like what 20 years older than her or some shit, and then she just like stopped acting too. So yeah, man, that is kind of annoying when that shit happens. But oh well. Did anything else happen today or this week? We covered all that shit. Anything going on?
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen this circulating, but Billboard released their top 50.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Rap groups. I ain't gonna go through the 50. I'm gonna just do the 20.
Mm-hmm.
So the top 20. I'm gonna go from 20 to 1.
Yeah.
So number 20, H-Town's own, Texas' own, UGK.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Is that about right? Too high? A lot of course, a lot of people a little biased, so they were saying it was too low. They should be a little higher.
They are 20.
Number 20.
I'm looking at who's above them, and I would think there are several that they could have replaced. I'll say that much. But I'm not mad at them being in the top 20. Look, I've looked at the list, and I don't think it's a bad list. You can argue with some placements, but I don't think it's a bad list overall. And a lot of these lists be trolling, I feel, by putting some weird shit in the top 5. I didn't think this list was that bad. But as far as UGK being 20, I don't have a real problem with it. Out of 50 rap groups, if they're top 20,
yeah. I mean, they are
I don't think that's a bad thing.
They are
exactly
kings, so a lot of people really wasn't hip to them like that.
No, they here's what's controversial. They put them above Bone Thugs. Bone Thugs was 21.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's that is. That's a little strange that they're not in the top 20.
Yeah.
I ain't seen nobody really talk about that.
Nah. And when you get to this list, you'll definitely see there's some spots that could have been taken by UGK or Bone Thugs. But
yeah, no, I see. Yeah. But 19 G Unit, 18 3-6 Mafia, 17 Cypress Hill, 16 Beastie Boys, 15 Naughty by Nature, 14 Fugees, 13 Mobb Deep, 12 Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, 11 Migos. A lot of people was bringing this up a little bit.
Yeah.
11. 10 The Roots, 9 De La Soul, 8 Salt and Pepper, 7 Airbnb and Rakim, 6 Public Enemy, 5 Run DMC, 4 Tribe Called Quest, 3 NWA, 2 Wu-Tang, and 1 Outkast. A lot of people was kind of scratching their head with Outkast too.
Why?
I don't know, man.
I think they have a claim to being the best group of all time, man.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I ain't really get the argument. I don't know. But
I feel like they have at least like 4 classic albums, which is more than most groups.
And they went diamond on some shit.
Yeah.
So like I mean, I guess it seemed like it seemed like a lot of these lists be a little East Coast bias too.
Yeah.
Because they always want to put Tribe Called Quest up there as the best group. They always want to put Wu-Tang up there as the best group. And I mean, I don't know, I know Wu-Tang had an impact and they came out at the right time, but like side by side, is it better than Outkast? Like I don't know, man.
Here's my issues with placements. G Unit at 19 is a stretch, man.
You think they should be lower?
Lower, if even at all on the list. Was G Unit really a rap group? I feel like they were just separate niggas who rapped.
But they had
had one album,
they
didn't
had
they?
one album. I
They
think
had one album, man. Are we
Yeah.
counting that as a rap group?
That's a good point.
I mean, I don't know about that. They had solo careers and they had one. That's like putting D12 up there.
Yeah.
Like I don't count G Unit as a real rap group, man. So I don't even know if they should be on here, but I definitely wouldn't put them in the top 20. Other ones I had an issue with, Naughty by Nature, I'm cool with that. Fugees, yeah. I had a problem. Okay, Migos. Let's talk about Migos, man. Do you think Migos was too high or too low at number 11?
I want to say they. I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place with this because originally I kind of had a problem with it because I don't think they're a better group than like a I don't know. I felt I wouldn't put to me I guess I'm being a little biased too. I like Mobb Deep better. I don't know. I just felt like as a group they were better than Migos as a group. But I know we in different times, and if you put them side by side with the numbers and all that stuff, Migos probably blow them out the water. But then on the other side, I'm like, maybe this is about right. Maybe their impact from the 2010s, maybe number 11 is a little fair. So I guess I don't have a problem with it, man. But the only thing to get me is, and I know they had that argument, who's the better group between Migos and Bone Thugs and Harmony. I just feel like Bone Thugs and Harmony, they're I guess I would say their run. I feel like their run was better than Migos' run. If you put their run side by side,
yeah,
I feel like Bone had the bigger run. They had the bigger run. They got the Grammys. They got the classic songs with the legendary artists, legendary rappers that we always argue about who's the top of all time, best of all time. So I don't know. It's hard for me to put Migos over Bone, and it's crazy that Bone is 21 on this list. So I don't know, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Bone was too low for me, man. I mean, they won Grammys. They fucking sold a lot of records. I mean, you could argue their run was pretty short, but I feel like they have 2 classic albums, man. And I don't know. I think that was a little shortchanging them at 21.
Yeah, and I think even with their run, I think their impact was big, man. And you could say the same thing about the Migos because everybody started rapping them like the Migos, but like I just don't know. I just can't look at the Migos body of work and say, yeah, they deserve to be 10 spots higher than Bone. I just don't see that, man.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when you look at the other groups, they have more classic songs than the Migos does. Like think about what Migos songs we really gonna bump heavy like 10 years from now. Bad and Bougie gonna get played no matter where.
Yeah, that's their song.
That's their hit.
Yeah.
Anything else? Like I would consider myself a Migos fan. I have a lot of Migos songs in my playlist, man. But would I say they have a classic album? Nah, I can't really think of any Migos album. I just run through the entire album. And they have good mixtapes, but as far as like albums and a whole body of work, I can't say I put on like Culture and just play the whole thing all the way through, man.
Yeah,
I'll pick and choose my favorite song from the Migos and put it in its own playlist, but I don't think I have a favorite Migos album, if that makes any sense. They're all kind of the same to me, man.
Yeah.
But
no, I agree. And I feel like, I don't know, and just even the impact, like you could say Migos had an impact in the 2010s, but I don't know. I just don't think it's a bigger impact than what Bone had when they linked up with Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, I feel like they were everywhere, man. I feel like even when the Migos was big, I felt like they were never unavoidable. But I feel like Bone Thugs was kind of unavoidable at one point, man.
Yeah, man. And like they had Biggie Smalls rapping like them.
Mm-hmm.
Like the best rapper at that time, arguably with, Tupac, rapping fast, rapping like Bone. So, I mean, to me, I just felt like they overlooked that. Of course, they was with Easy. They had For the Love of Money. I felt like that's a classic song. That's a song that I never get old, in my opinion. And then, we always talk about the Tupac.
I caught a plane out to Cleveland late last evening.
Yep.
We talk about that. That's a whole nother type of song too, man. So I felt like they made a huge impact, man. So I don't know. And I like Migos, man. I feel like Migos should be I would probably say maybe top 20. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, but I feel like their impact in today's music was, because of Migos.
Yeah.
And some people might say, oh yeah, they got that for 3 6 Mafia. I seen a whole bunch of that. The fast rapper, now it's 3 6 Mafia, or
Yeah, the Migos flow is not the Migos flow, man.
Yeah.
Like they brought it back, but they didn't create that flow. So
yeah, I mean, it's hard for people to say who created what in 2023 or whatever the year is, but they did start that flow in the 2010s. You know what I mean? So I mean, I wouldn't mind keeping them in the top 20. I don't know who I would kick off, but I wouldn't mind keeping them in the top 20, but I think 11.
I would put 3 6 Mafia higher than Migos, man. I'm sorry. I feel like they should be higher than Migos. But
how you feel about Cypress Hill?
That's one of those things where it's like, I wouldn't call myself a fan of Cypress Hill, but I know they have a lot of fans, and I know they've done big things, so I can't argue it. I can't argue either way, man. I'll say that much. I bumped a few Cypress Hill albums, but do they have like a classic? I don't know. I'm not a big Cypress Hill fan, but I know they're huge. They have a huge Mexican American following, and I respect that. They fucking beef with Ice Cube at his prime, man, and kind of took him on, honestly. So yeah, I mean, I can't argue against Cypress Hill being that high, man. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
That's one of those things where it's like let's be honest, man. Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5 at 12.
That's about to be my next one.
That's one of those things where we just got to accept, because it's just, you got to pay homage to the old heads.
Yeah, it was one of a few that started this. So
yeah,
I feel like they grandfathered in at this point.
Yeah, it ain't like we gonna be at a club playing a message all day, man. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. David said, where's Digital Underground? Yeah, I don't think they made the cut, man. But RIP to Shock G though, but they didn't make the cut. Miguel says they're so high because Takeoff died. It's recency bias. I kind of feel like they would have put Migos up there even if Takeoff hadn't died, man. I feel like, look, let's be honest, like we're a little older, so I don't think we're going to hold the Migos in that kind of relevancy. But I feel like if you're in your 20s and you grew up on Migos music, you're definitely going to think they should have been even higher than this. So, and I see arguments for both sides, man.
Yeah, we was arguing with people felt like they were the best group of all time.
Yeah.
And like they kind of sold me a little bit at one point, but then I snapped back to reality. Like, nah, man, it's way too many groups. I think that's better than Migos.
Yeah, I agree. But I do enjoy Migos, so I can't, like, even though I wouldn't put them that high, I can't argue against them being high. I'll say that much. Too much. Besides me just not thinking they shouldn't be that high.
Yeah, I ain't got the value. That's why I was going back and forth. I'm like 11. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
but I'm not mad at it. I'm not hitting the desk with my fist.
Exactly.
Mad.
That's like that's the perfect rating, honestly, because it's either you're too high or too low for people.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think anybody's gonna be like that's just right. But I don't know, man. That's what happens when you narrowly miss.
I guess it depends depends how I'm feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I could listen to their shit leaving here and be like, damn, they did have some stuff. Or I forgot about this. Like maybe they are ranked right.
Yeah.
But when you see stuff to me like I feel like Beastie Boys is kind of, I don't want to say up there with Grandmaster Flash, because I do feel like they have a little impact, but I don't know. I just wasn't crazy about Beastie Boys, man. I don't know. I think they had a couple joints, but
like, look, there's a lot. This 80s shit, we just gotta accept the old heads on it, man. Like Beastie Boys, there was a point where I was like, "There's no way people can be fucking with the Beastie Boys like that and think they're legends." But after going back and listening to their catalog, man, I can't argue it, dog. They should be up there. They should be up there, man. And I'm not upset with it, so I can't really argue against it. But I understand a lot of niggas didn't fuck with Beastie Boys, and so I understand why you question why they were up there. But
it's just
they respected the art form. They kept it hip hop, man. They crossed genres first. They were doing rock music and rap music before it was a big thing. So yeah, man, I would say they deserve to be up there.
Yeah,
Dr. Umar disagree.
I'm about to say ain't they in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame too?
Yeah, I believe so.
Might be so.
Miguel says that was Cleveland bias, Figgy, by thinking Bone Thug should be that high. So,
hey man, I guess so. Spano said, I seen this too. I think he said it earlier, but Bone getting the East 99 off of St. Clair, they getting that street named after them.
Oh, nice.
So Bone Thugs and Harmony Way, I want to say.
Okay. HRW says, where was Foo Schnickens at? Yeah, they didn't make it. Them and Shaq didn't make the list. What about Crisscross? Why wasn't Crisscross on there? They had a hit. What about Illegal and all those other kids?
Who else was on this list? Like, go through the list because I ain't got the other part. I'm curious to know where like Dipset is.
Let's go to the top. Okay. Now I have some issues with it already. MOP is 50. Okay. Black Star 49. City Girls 48. Wait.
Yeah, see.
City Girls ahead of fucking
they a top 50
Black
group
Star
of all time.
Come on, man.
Top 50 group of all time, man. What?
The City Girls. And you put them ahead of Black Star, nigga. Like, okay. See, I was okay with the top 20.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't even
But now I got issues with this list, man. Why is the City Girls ahead of fucking Black Star, dog? David says the Beastie Boys were incredibly talented. They were all about respect. They were in a Hall of Fame as I sit here wearing a Beastie Boys t-shirt. Yeah, Beastie Boys, I give them their respect, man. I can't lie and act like I don't have Beastie Boys songs in the playlist. Intergalactic is a fucking classic song, man. That's a song you just get funky to no matter what time it is. So yeah, I respect the Beastie Boys now, man. There was a point where I was like, I thought they were just overrated white hype type rappers, but nah, they were talented and they deserve it. They deserve the recognition, man. Miguel said the Fifth Ward Boys didn't make it.
Man, they probably should have over City Girls, honestly.
Where was those where was Mo Thug? How come the Mo Thug family didn't make it, huh? Yeah. They're hating on Cleveland, man. Ray Shrimmer at 47. Okay. Yin Yang Twins at 46. Pete Rock and CL Smooth at 45. Crisscross made it. Crisscross is at 44.
Top 50.
Crisscross made it top 50. Kid and Play 43. Heavy D and the Boys 42. Little Brother 41. Okay, it should be higher, but all right. Onyx 40 should be higher. Slum Village 39 should be higher. Big Timers 38. A-Ball MJG 37. Hieroglyphics 36. What the fuck? Okay, that's just somebody trying to sound smart, I feel. The Far Side 35, Brand Nubian 34. I think that's too high for them. Goody Mob 33, Two Live Crew.
Yeah, I'm about to say Goody Mob probably could be a little lower to be or up a little bit.
Yeah, I would say so too.
As far as groups, and see, and that's
they gave Outkast number 1, so they couldn't put Goody Mob too high.
And see, that's the thing too, because like you said earlier, G Unit, I don't look at that as a group.
Yeah,
like that. Goody Mob would be more of a group to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make more sense than like a G Unit.
Yeah. Looking at this, I really don't think G Unit should be on this list, man, because I don't think they're a group in the way these groups are groups.
Yeah, because and I love Dipset. Do you feel like Dipset is a group? Because they had a couple albums. I don't really look at them as like a group. Because I feel like they was a crew.
They were solo rappers who got together and did collab albums sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they were a group. That's why they lost the battle with the Locks. I mean, the Locks were a group.
That's a group.
And Dipset was just a solo rappers who rapped on stage together.
Yeah.
So more on this list. Who else? Two Live Crew 32, Boogie Down Productions 31. I'll go. We real hip hop over here. Clips 30. Gangstar 29. Ghetto Boys.
Pissed at that one.
Huh?
I said Jim Jones gonna be pissed at that one.
Yeah, Gangstar at 39 or 29. Ghetto Boys at 28. More H-Town representation. Ghetto Boys was at 28.
That's a little. I feel like they should be a little.
See, wait a minute. Why are okay? Because I'm looking at this and they have Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince at 27.
Was that
a DJ and a rapper is not a group, dog? So BDP. Should BDP be on here? Should Pete Rock and CL Smooth be on here? Should Gangstar be on here?
Honestly, I was gonna do you a better one, and I guess it's considered a group, but Eric B and Rakim is. I mean,
man.
I know that was a duo. I ain't really look at that as a group though, man.
Like I feel like back in that day, the DJ was more popular, so every album was named like a DJ and a rapper.
Yeah, the DJ was actually just the DJ.
Yeah,
and the MC was the rapper.
So if LL Cool J had an album called fucking Cut Creator and LL Cool J, would he be in this list too? Under great, like I don't know if a producer or DJ. Okay, I will accept producer. Fair enough, I'll accept producer, but DJ and a rapper being a group.
But see, this the other thing too, man, because like I feel like Eric B and Rakim, I feel like that's not even a group name. If they were called the let's say they was called the New York Boys or something like that.
Like Boogie Down Productions is a group name.
Yes.
But yeah, Pete Rock and CL Smooth, that's just two niggas in an ampersand.
Ryan Rocket and Figgy Fig. Now, if I go on to do something else, I'm Figgy. I'm just Figgy. I'm Figgy Fig. So, like, is that the group? I don't know. I guess we thinking too much into it.
We might be going too deep into it. Maybe anything where it's just two people on an album cover.
Yeah, but
two or more people on an album cover is a group.
But see, I look at Mobb Deep as a group.
Yeah,
that's the name of the group. Their name, I mean, their separate name. That's not their name at all. Like it's Prodigy and Havoc. But the name of the group is Mobb Deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they first
like EPMD is at 26 here, and that's a group. That's EPMD, man. Yeah.
Yes. So I don't know. I think we might be nitpicking, but the G Unit, the G Unit thing is, to me, that's not a group. Like Jay-Z and Kanye, that's a group,
right? should Jay-Z and Kanye be on this list?
Yeah, they should be on. I feel like they should be right there with G Unit at that point.
Yeah, they both made one album, so why not? 25 Hot Boys, 24 Diplomats.
Ooh.
Do you think that's too high or too low? Or should they even be on? Like you said, should they even be a group?
I mean, I feel like they might. I mean, they got more group albums than G Unit.
Yeah.
So I would pick them to be a group more than G Unit. But I think they probably maybe. Look, man.
Ghetto like, Boys. Are we gonna sit here and act like Diplomats are better than the Ghetto Boys, man? That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that's too high, dog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they not better than the Ghetto Boys. Like some of the names you read before Diplomats.
Clips. We putting Diplomats ahead of Clips.
And Clips is a group.
Yeah,
that's a group.
I don't know about some of this, man. I don't know. I don't know about Diplomats. I think that's too high for them if they even should be on this list. Yeah. Sugar Hill Gang at 23. Yeah, real hip hop. Hip hop. See, the Locks is at 22, and the only reason they're above Dipset is because of the verses, man.
Yeah, they would not be that high.
They would be like number 48. Yeah, right above City Girls or below City Girls, maybe.
I agree. I can't believe they made that. I can't believe they made the top 50, man.
Miguel says, "Good point. Drake and 21 didn't make it. I mean,
if that's a group. And Damian Marley, that's a good group. That was a good group.
That's some real shit. Puff Daddy and the Family. Look, man."
I'm about to say Jay-Z and R. Kelly. I'm thinking all these collab albums now.
Tell you, man. Yeah, any rapper who collab with another rapper should be a group. Okay, so these parameters are fucking my head up, man. But okay, the Locks. Well, we went over the Locks and Bone Thugs at 21. So yeah.
HR said Heavy D was the only rapper.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and no Fat Boys too. What happened to the Fat Boys, man? Yeah. The Fat Boys didn't make it, but the City Girls did.
Yeah. Miguel says SUC considered a group.
No, they're not considered a group.
I would say more kind of like did SUC ever have an album? Like just an album, or is just like an album full of random rappers?
They had Screw Tapes, but Screw Tapes was just, and I don't even know if do we even know if, I don't think there's an official list of members of the SUC.
Yeah,
like there's people we know.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was more. I was gonna put them in the category of like a Terror Squad or Dipset or something.
Yeah.
Where it's just a whole bunch of people and you don't know who is who, and because it eventually got like that with Dipset.
Yeah,
where it was just like you got some people. You got 40 Cal, you got JR, you got all these people. Where I'm just like, damn. Remember they had Dipset London or something. They just had all type of. They had
Dipset Hong Kong.
Yeah. They just had some random people, man. Where I'm just like, I don't know who these dudes are, but they used to find these rappers, man. Somebody named A Mafia. Where I'm just like, is he part of Dipset too? It's just they was recruiting people, man. So I would look at it like I would look at SUC kind of like that.
Yeah. No, they were more a collective than a group. So I wouldn't put them as a group. But if they were on the list, I wouldn't be mad at it, man.
And see, this is I guess this is another way a group can kind of stand out, minus like the Dipsets and the G units. When you look at the track list, like when you look at Outkast track list, it just say Outkast. It don't say Big Boy right here and so and so there, or Andre here and all this other stuff. It's just straight up Outkast. When you see Mobb Deep, it's straight up Mobb Deep featuring Nas or something like that. With Dipset, it was never just Diplomats. It was always like Cameron featuring Cameron, Jim Jones, Jewels. Cameron, Hell Real, Cameron. You got Jewels, his separate song. Like it was just a whole bunch of rappers together and with separate songs on there. But like the groups, like the ones we were like Bone Thugs and Harmony, it was Bone Thugs and Harmony. You ain't see nothing that was just a separate busy
Crazy,
bone.
lazy, and Wish on this song.
And then there was some songs where somebody might not be on it. You know what I mean? Like me, same thing with Migos. Migos is a group, man. Like Migos is Bad and Bougie is by Migos. Takeoff is not even on there. So to me, I look at that as a group.
Yeah, if you have to specify who's on each song, then it's not a group, man.
Yes.
You knew if you listened to a Clip song, you were getting verses from Malice and Pusha T. You knew if you was listening to EPMD, you was getting fucking Eric Sermon and Parrish. You know, so you knew who you're getting when you listen to these group records. And with Dipset, they had to specify this is Hell Rel and Joel Santana. Okay,
and
that's not a group, man.
And not to mention, them dudes had like different deals and all that stuff. So you had all them dudes in the group, but Joel's had a deal with Def Jam. Jim Jones had a deal with Koch. It was just all over the place, man. I think they was just buddies, but they had their separate solo careers.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, that Dipset listing is a little too high for me. If they should even deserve to be there, especially G Unit too. But so that's the Rolling Stone list of not the Rolling Stone, the Billboard list of 50 best rap groups. Like I said, man, all in all, I don't think this was a terrible list. You can have different opinions.
Yep.
If we had differing opinions. Like you could argue some people didn't even belong to be on a list, but overall, I didn't feel like they were trying to troll us with this list, man. I think it was a respectable list, more or less, for a major publication. If somebody told me off the street this is their fate, this is their list of 50 greatest or R&B groups, I'll be like, I see it, I respect it. So I don't have a problem with it too much, man. Like aside from some nitpicking, I don't think it was a terrible list. We gotta wrap this podcast up because I gotta go to the grocery store, man. I got shit to eat. I gotta get something for dinner. So
you gotta hang out the window of that car too, man.
Right? Yeah, man. It's gonna be fun. At least it's only 85 degrees right now. So
what the feel like temperature look like.
Yeah, fucking 200. So yeah, appreciate everybody who dropped by, man. It was a popular podcast tonight. Appreciate y'all. HRW Miguel, David Spano, I don't know if you missed it. Spano, that's right. Spano.
Shout out to Spano, man. He just got a new job. He on the midday show, I want to say, up in Cleveland for Rock Station.
Yeah, okay.
So he used to work with, he used to be our former co-worker, man. He used to work with all this. So yeah, man. Salute to you, man. You doing your thing.
Yeah, shout out to you, man. Mad Wine Chemist on YouTube as well. Appreciate you stopping by. HRW Troy on Facebook. Everybody who came through for the podcast, man, we appreciate y'all, man. Spoon, that's right. Spoon at the beginning. Mark Nash, Derek Straps, all y'all who came through in the comments and showed love. We love y'all too. I'm gonna be back at it next week, probably, with some more shit to break down. Hopefully, some new music comes out. I think I guess everybody's waiting for summer to drop. I guess that's what happened this year.
Oh, I thought you was talking about Summer Walker for some reason.
Oh, nah. I guess everybody was waiting for the season of summer to drop new music, because now we're getting it by the boatload, it seems like.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about this, but apparently Drake got something cooking up.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. He's apparently going to drop a book of poetry, and it's going to be accompanied by a R&B album or something like that.
Yeah, for the boys or something like that.
Yeah, for my dogs, I think.
My dogs,
yeah. Which is I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have something else to break down, man.
Yeah. Hope maybe by this time next week we'll be breaking down a new Drake album. We'll see.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all, man. We love y'all, and until next time,
peace.